Your heart, your love and soul. Now you're all alone, wondering which way to go. Who cares? Who really actually knows? You've got your money and your crimes, you're doing fine. Cross the borderline and now your kids are on the line, waiting for the other to cover up their crimes. But now the feds are on the line. Suppressive, well, you like it or not, you're so suppressive. You put yourself in this box. Your time, your pain, you're mentally insane, and you don't know who you are, so you best behave. Don't stop giving till you give it all. Don't stop giving till your feelings are small. Till you giving it all. You don't stop. Don't stop. You've got your money and your crimes, you're doing right. Cross the borderline and now your kids are on the line, waiting for the money to cover up your crimes. But now the feds are on the line. Yeah. You're so suppressive. Well, you like it or not, you're so suppressive. You put yourself in this box. My time, your pain, I'm mentally insane, and you don't know who you are, so you best behave. Don't stop giving till you've given it all. Don't stop giving till your feelings are small. Don't stop till you give it all. No, you don't stop giving till you give it all. You've got your money and your crimes, you're doing fine. You've crossed the borderline and now your kids are on the line, waiting for the court to cover up the crime. Put us in the lawsuit this time. Yeah, I'm so suppressive. Well, you like it or not, we're so suppressive. Girl, you put yourself in this box. Your time, your pain, you're mentally insane, and you don't know who you are, so you best behave. Don't stop giving till you've given it all. Don't stop giving till your feelings are small. Don't stop giving till you've given it all. Don't stop until you don't stop. You've got your money and your crimes, you're doing fine. You've crossed the borderline, your kids are on the line, waiting for the money to cover up their crime. But now the feds are on the line. Yeah, we're so suppressive. Well, you like it or not, you're so suppressive. You put yourself in this box. Your time, your pain, you're mentally insane, and you don't know who you are, so you best behave. Don't stop till you've given it all. Don't stop till your feelings are small. Don't stop till you've given it all. You don't stop, no you don't stop. You don't got the power of your mind to let you roam. Discover up your crime, you code the right, be in the right time. don't know who you are, so you best behave. Don't stop giving till you've given it all. You don't stop till your feelings are small. Don't stop.
Thank you, everybody. Hello, welcome in. Super Pup, I love you so much. Thank you for being here, of course, you little angel babe. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. We're doing a little update. I do a fun little update once a week. I try. This light over here is going crazy. I wonder if I can chill it out, although I do like it. I just don't know if it's annoying to you guys. Oh, check. What about that? No. Hold on. And let me know if you guys can hear me okay and all that. Turn up my volume. Okay. It's going bonkers, but. Uh-oh. It's just going to be a wild one. Yeah, it's going to be wild. We're going to have a wild little fun, chill, little easy breezy little session here. Okay. So welcome. Thank you, Super Pup, for your amazing member for 14 more than a member for 14 months. But yeah, we'll just leave it at that. And thank you, Gina, and everybody in the chats. Thank you for your memberships. Thank you, West Coast Fancy Nancy. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and jumping in. If you feel like if you want to come up on the live stream, please send me a text message, whether you have a friend who has my number or whatever it is, or a message through Instagram. I will have my phone right here on silent, but I will see if you want to get the link, join in, jump in. Let's talk about everything. So we have a bunch of things we're talking about, and I wanted to bring up people that, for me, my focus right now obviously is art, music, personal therapy and healing and fun and joy in life, like having my van to go out and do things, having my van to always be driving around protesting everywhere I go, multiple things, not only the van, but just like when I go to City Hall, I'm doing stuff there. There's people that call in. I wanted the whole community to feel invited on my channel to be able to talk about everything that all of us have been doing throughout these weeks. So I'm going to be doing that a lot more. But for now, I'm going to bring up a few people here. You guys let me know whenever you're ready. I'll bring you up. Basically, I just wanted to bring up right now the people that call into like the City Hall meetings, what they feel about it. I'll update you guys for people who haven't caught up on like previous streams that I've done. I just did a stream with Chris Shelton, and I kind of updated him on like what we do at City Hall with these like pamphlets and what we'll be doing tomorrow morning. For example, we have a Tuesday mornings. Every Tuesday morning, it's supposed to be an LA Police Commission meeting. And then after that, me and Audit and whoever's there, we go to City Hall and we do our public comment there in City Hall. And this is in front of all of the City of Los Angeles representatives. So whether, you get 1 minute for public comment or one minute or 3 minutes or 2 minutes at the police commission meeting, we're able to explain to the city, please stop interacting, stop having permits, stop, giving favor to Scientology. And it's had a huge impact, such a huge impact that I've had so many personal one-on-one conversations with city members and officials that it feels really amazing to be able to know that individually they have told me off the record, some on the record, that they are for what we're doing and that we're exposing these crimes of Scientology. And they think it's disgusting how quote, religious organization would use the city and their resources to infiltrate and to manipulate and to make things go their way. Anyway, so that's tonight. I'm going to just start it off with that. I'm going to bring up, I got Haggis Basher. Hi, honey. Hi,
Hi.
Audit LA. I don't know if Audit, you're not having
Hi,
your
Audit. Audit
Audit,
looks muted.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to jump in a few minutes.
That's okay. That's okay. Perfect. And Antics. Hi, Antics of a Mama Squirrel.
Hi, I want Haggis to share her chocolate with the whole class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. What's going on here, Haggis? I feel like I
Okay.
need to put you as the main screen right now.
That is my, I went to the shops the other week and I got some treats for myself and my brother. And that is what I bought each of us. Big giant Galaxy chocolate bar. So good. And then we have a fries cream over here. Yes. And we have the Tunnocks selection over here. And then we have the double decker, which is one of my personal favorites. Thank you.
Yes, please. Thank you.
I just thought it made a better background than, looking at my
I'll
TV.
take all of them. If we could just send the package here, let me put up my my address here just for you, Haggis. If you could just send all of those chocolates,
take a picture of that.
I will accept. And also, Haggis, if you can turn up your microphone, because I only have my microphone halfway. So if I feel like I'm yelling already, that means that everybody else just needs to turn up their microphones.
Let's see, microphone.
Just saying. And Antics, I feel like you sounded okay.
Oh, good.
I mean, because you're
better?
awesome.
Is that louder?
You do sound okay all the time.
I'm loud.
Is that better? Is that
yeah,
good?
a little bit. I feel like that's a little bit better.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, just so we can hear you a little more prominently. But yes,
Okay,
chocolate's on my
darling.
way. Look at everybody. Yay! Thank you all in the chat. You guys are so awesome.
Yes, I'm sporting my Mod Mafia attire. I've got my cup of tea.
Yes. Oh, Mod Mafia, definitely.
My Mod
you need
Mafia.
to get your limited edition
Mod Mafia gear. Here we go. Everybody get. I love it. It's like my new favorite. I have the Summer Savage Airlines hoodie as well. But yeah, this is my new comfy thing.
Oh my God, Summer Savage Airlines.
It's a great sweatshirt. It's like bright orange. Love it.
No, I literally, I have been, oh, dang it. I didn't bring a light. Oh, yes, I did. Summer Savage has been a moderator of mine that I've just kept forever, just because she's been through all the garbage of all the crap, right? Of being a mod and dealing with so many emotions and real shit. That's the thing that people are belittling mods and stuff as, is like moderators actually try to allow the channel. This is what you would hope, right? Is that the moderators are just allowing the owner of the channel to speak their mind and say shit and feel shit how they see it. And so the chat can come in, and chat has taught me so much. And I mean chat individually by you guys that are watching, like you guys individually, you guys have taught me so much. And I've literally, like, just for my birthday recently, Erica Super Pup came out to my birthday party from Texas. Like, to me, that put shit into perspective for me. Like, I was like, I'm turning 40 years old, and this woman is coming from another state out of love just to show me, like, if all else fails, but no matter how much love you have, you also have me. And that was just one aspect of it. It was just, there's so much of it. And Haggis, you're part of that. And Antics and Audit. And there's so many people. I hope that everybody will share the link and they'll allow more people to come in and join. But there's so many people in big and small ways that have helped so many of us continue to get through this, and to reflect and to see ourselves in like mucky situations and not feel like shit for it, but just to see like, oh dang, I really was trained and processed and programmed to like react that way. And maybe somebody didn't say that out of hatred, but they said it out of a stronger emotion, but not hoping that you would get worse, but hoping you would reflect on their upset or their emotion, right? And that doesn't happen because a lot of us were trained so hard to just mute that and like numb it. And Oh my God. There's just so many things in so many ways.
There's
There's
a big difference. There's a big difference between a love bombing situation and a genuine affection for people. I found that, like yourself and Summer Savage, Pearl Snappy, Heather, I became really good friends with them, and we talked all the time. And like Irish and Miriam and Jojo and T, you know, we talk all the time. I keep in touch with you and Audit all the time, you know, and it's incredible. And I went out to protest here in Toronto, and I have made lifelong friends with the people that I started protesting with. So, you know, it's about you know, it's not all bullshit and,
So
and
have you found my Auntie Pat yet?
no, but next time I go protest, I'm gonna have a sign, because there was a line that hang on, there was a line that I wrote it down.
Her name is Patricia, but
Patricia.
but what would get her directly, and people, I mean, you could do Auntie Pat, aka Patricia, you know,
Yeah.
or Pat. But yeah, I just knew her as Auntie Pat, and I
Yeah.
always will, and I love her so much. Like, it's so ridiculous how much, you know what I always go back to is when she was being pulled and regged, that's the Scientology term of demanding that you must donate money out of your pocket, out of your whatever funds and savings, whatever it is, you must donate either for your bridge or to this IES project or something that is super vital and important. And so I caught my aunt, literally, we had previously already planned to have a lunch. Me and her were going to have a lunch, and I was like, okay, she's on her OT levels, whatever. You know, she's at the beginning. I knew she was at the beginning, like OT 1 and 2. And during that time, she, on her lunch break, when she gets this time off, these regs, they call them regs, Gavin Potter and a bunch of people, this other guy from the Free Winds, another lady, they all come and collaborate the elevator and everything when the public Scientologists are coming down from the course rooms. When they're coming out of the course rooms, they're waiting for them on their lunch break. So my aunt got caught up in this registration cycle where IAS and the Free Winds and CCHR and WISE and all these people were in one room all regging her for money, saying 20,000 here, 20. And at one point I walked in, it was like near the end of it, and she was bawling her eyes, and she was like, well, I don't know what to say. And she threw her purse at the Sea Org members and she said, then just take my money. I want to eat. Like, and she was like, it's horrible, but she was so upset. She was crying.
That's dreadful.
And I imagine I was like, I was not anti-Scientology at this point. I was just like, no, I hate the Sea Org and all that. Like, I was just like, fuck that.
That's incredible. Like that in itself is abuse.
I walked
right away.
that horrific. Oh my God. I just was like, this is horrific. I've never seen my loving aunt go through like what would put her in this mental state where she's crying and she's, in my weird Scientology mind, I was thinking like she's surf hacking and tantruming and throwing her purse and walking out.
That's awful.
So fucked up. And then months later, I find out that she basically spent all of her retirement money on the bridge and only got to OT3. So she had to go back to Canada and started her job again part-time and is a full FSM. She's the FSM IC for the Toronto organization. So now what's
an FSM?
Field staff member.
She's a field staff member.
So yeah, field staff member, and they work. They basically are public Scientologists. They're on staff, but they're there to get people in the field to like do the auditing, at the like our Scientology trained auditors and all that. So they make money by, auditing people out in the field, which means not at the organization, just means out and right. And so whatever they pay, they bring it into the organization, and then they get a percentage of that. It's just, it's a lot. But so, yeah. So my mom is my mom's sister, Auntie Patricia, is at the Canadian org. From what I know, she's at the Canadian organization currently, Toronto, and she is I say Canadian org, no, Toronto organization, and she's the head of the field staff members.
Now, the last time I was out there protesting with my ladies, we were shouting. I remember you came in the chat, and we were calling out for Auntie Pat the last time. So when we go again, we'll definitely. She's on our list of love bombing.
What's interesting, what strikes me is that for you, this is just a little day in the life, little throwaway story, a little nothing. And for us, it's like, holy crap, that's astounding. I mean, it's disgusting.
I mean, it's not a throwaway story, but it does feel like that because I do a bad thing, which is like a Scientology engraved negative suppressive thing that I do to myself. Is I sometimes think that, oh, I'm talking too long and what I'm saying is nothing, like it's not important, so just hurry up and move on. And so I quickly say these things because I'm like, wait, but I really should say that my aunt is the head of this and she didn't even get her retirement money, like it's so much that I can't squeeze, but it's so important and it's so selfish and it's so fucked up that I even got a glimpse that my aunt was being regged that hard that she broke her shell and threw her purse and threw her money. Like she was like, she literally was like, take my money. I'm just trying to go eat lunch with my niece.
Wow.
That's just abhorrent as far as I'm concerned. And for them to say they're not a fraudulent scam money-making machine, that's just proof that it is.
And that's just an average member. That's not Sea Org. That's just how they treat their public,
Yeah. Oh, well, let's talk about what's been going on with Lara, because I really liked those 2 shorts that you posted, that you talked to somebody, they kind of interviewed you.
Okay.
And you posted them on the Ticker
Are you guys
Talker.
able to help me with this? If are you able to help me like pull up the slides and then we can do it? Because I suck at this stuff.
Let me see if I can do it. Can I just
if you go to my Instagram, I guess I can. Well, I guess I already showed. We'll do an update. What I was gonna say. Oh my God! First, can I please just say thank you to everybody. Hold on, let me pull myself up right here. Thank you to everybody who sent me a birthday card, and just everybody who literally sent me anything for my birthday that showed up to the birthday party, like all that. I have all these birthday cards. Like Vanessa, you sent me amazing like Starbucks cards, and like I'm like never would I thought I was ever going to go through Starbucks. And guess what I did? I went through the Starbucks with my gift cards for my birthday and went into the Starbucks where the big billboard that Claire Headley's face is on that says, get help, period, the Aftermath Foundation, and they saw my van, and like, as I was getting the van fixed and all that, which I'll update you guys on. But as I was going through the drive-through and I was just getting like a hot chocolate and I was seeing if Foxy wanted a puppuccino, and she's not a big puppuccino. But anyways, so there's like, I got all these amazing birthday cards, and I just want you all to know, like all of this was so precious. These cards, look at this card. Look at this card.
It's cute.
Right? With the dog. And I'm like,
adorable.
I'm kind of like, well, I mean, I love dogs, period. But like, and then I'm like, okay, that's cute. And then what does it say? It's your birthday. Have a ball.
Oh,
Like, isn't that sweet?
that's so sweet.
all of them, like, and I don't know, and so I just wanted to say thank you so much,
Let me see if I can do that.
Maureen from Canada. Like, Maureen, you're so sweet. You sent me a little check, and like, love is love, and I just love you guys so much. Like, these birthday cards I'm gonna cherish forever. They're so sweet. And this one's from Amber, and it's just so funny. It's like, oh my God, OMG, a rattlesnake, look out. And it totally reminded me of the ranch days, and Amber totally, I'm sure that's why she sent me this birthday card, but it's just so funny. Look at this. So it's like, oh my God, a rattlesnake, watch out. Like, no, that's Stan. I brought donuts.
Cute.
Like, PTSD, oh no. Oh wait, that's just Stan with donuts. Anyways, thank you, Amber. That was very sweet. Anyway, so they like all the birthday cards, all the love. Erica showing up. You literally made my dream day. Thank you. Like, that was super sweet. Okay, so back. And then like somebody anonymously sent me flowers, and like there was so many things. A lot of my really good best friends, like Valerie and just deep love, people that I love so much, were all out of the country, literally. So I'm like,
Oh,
when I got the flowers, even I was like, who sent me these? This could have been from like 10 different people. Like, it was so sweet. And so whoever that was, thank you. And again, to the people, am I talking too much? Am I updating?
no. Just you're fine.
Okay,
We adore
good.
you. We see you. It's so nice that you got that love. You deserve it.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Because I was also gonna say, and for everybody who showed up, you guys were just like so fun. I had so much fun. We all had so much fun, and that's what I wanted, which was really good. Okay, and then the other thing with the van. So I've been really excited to update everybody. I have like so much PTSD with the van, because I'm always like, oh good, it's fixed. And then like I'm going, and then all of a sudden, check engine light, like something happens. So I'm always like afraid to be like, it's good, it's fixed. And it is an older van, and I feel like I just need to be transparent and open with everybody with how it is. And that makes more sense to me than trying to be like, oh, I thought it was gonna be this and this. Like, it doesn't matter, right? It is what it is. So it is what it is. But so van is doing good. I would say the van is doing good. It is literally getting me already to places I need to go to possible meetings. For example, this morning did a bunch of things before I went to there, but I went to Jeff. I say Geoff because it's Geoff, Jeff Levin.
Yeah.
And he has a recording studio, and I went and filmed. I just did a bunch of recording and vocals of all kinds of stuff, like all kinds of vocals. But I also did majorly with all for Apostate Alex. He has a song coming out that
No.
yes,
Really?
it's basically
wow.
Apostate Alex is definitely the co-director of all of this, and I don't want to say too much because I don't know what I can say or not, but I got so emotional on this song because it like hit me, and he had like written some of the words, and I was changing, and the melody, like it just was so I don't know. I'm so excited whenever it is ready to come out. I'm so excited for people to be able to. I'm assuming that this is going to be able to be our like. It's called. Well, I'm going to just say it's called "We Soldier On." We soldier on, and it's so badass, and it's way cooler. I thought it was gonna be fun and cheesy and just like a cute little thing, and
right.
It just ended up being a lot way cooler, and then I ended up like being able to record with Jeff, who's literally done so much in terms of like recording and making films, and like he just knows so much about the world and like being in Scientology and all of this shit, like. And so me and him, I believe we clicked so well, and we can't wait to like make so much other stuff. Like,
Oh, that's great.
so I want to thank Apostle Alex for that introduction in terms of making us actually do it, just even if it was for Alex's song, because it made us. I had gone to Jeff and the other guy, the other director. They did a film, The Two Brothers. You know, you remember their film a little bit ago? They did it about the two brothers that were anyways, this is a documentary. I hopefully will put I'll remember and put the quotes. I'll put the video there, but it was really awesome. I was there watching the premiere of the video and their lives and how they got sucked into Scientology. Yes, exactly, Peter. You got it. I always say Geoff Levons. But yeah, yeah, so okay, wow, I just went back and forth. So that was the recording today. And with the van today, like for example, I went and drove to the studio, and that was a, you know, good few miles. I don't want to give away where he lives or whatever, but it was a nice little truck, you know. So that was good. The van's doing good. It has issues with, like, for example, when I go to put up the AC, the battery starts to come down. And so it's like the mechanic he told me I could go to this like electrician, AC heater mechanic in Burbank, and they can check it out, and they do their whole like, they're all about the electric stuff, you know, the electric aspect. And so that's another whole ball game. But so what I would say is that I actually have receipts. Hold on, let me get the van receipts for what we have done so you guys can see.
Now, did you ever think of contacting Confident Chris and asking him, because he was rebuilding a vehicle? Maybe he knew people too.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, no, I know a lot of people, and yeah. In terms of what I'm trying to do, yeah, I think I got all that covered.
Okay.
People know, like, people doing the work and everything. Yeah, there's a lot of that in LA.
Yeah.
You just have to find, like, who's not gonna screw you over with the pricing. Okay, so this first one was the transmission cooler lines, oxygen sensor, the rear brake of the van. When I would brake, sometimes it would go make like a fucking loud screech. And so one of the spring, basically what he was in a short description, the mechanic was saying that it's like a drum, like the wheel of the back left wheel of the van. There's like a drum in all the wheels, and they're basically one of the metal springs wasn't put on properly, and it was just flinging and flying and broke up, or just caught up and messed up the whole drum kit in the back left wheel. So I had to get the whole drum kit replaced. So I did that. And then oxygen sensor removed and replaced. And then there was transmission cooler lines that needed to be repaired. So they did that. There was that was one of the smaller leaks. So right now, when I look under the van, there's no leaks at all whatsoever. So they need me to, right now, everything, like, it starts up amazing. There's no flying. The only thing is that when it like doesn't have that power that it normally would have. So I am afraid it's like a motor thing, and like literally on all the recommendations on the end of it, it says recommendations. Every single time they've been saying that there's possible engine failure. So
my God.
Yeah.
How old is the van? How old is it?
2002.
Oh, it's fairly old then.
Yeah.
So most people probably.
And then again here, they said again, possible engine failure.
Oh,
and
God.
then this is when they did the radiator. So, but what's great though, is with older vehicles like this, is when you permanently, so to speak, fix like every little part, they start to find out where the real problem is, what it is. And so what's happened right now with all the work that they have done on it so far, they were doing everything that needed to be done, bringing it down basically, other than the AC and the heater and the electrical stuff, bringing it down to like the motor being the last option that they'll have to check out and look at. And so that's where we are right now. But as of right now, the motor doesn't seem as powerful, or the van, I should say, doesn't seem as powerful as it should in certain times, but it is working and it's allowing me to be able to move. And I added a bunch of new signs to the van, and I just feel so much better about it.
That's good.
So I'm going to wait a little bit and see how it goes. They said I need to drive it around and see how it feels, see what happens, and just kind of go from there. So I will always keep you updated.
All right. Well, let's get back to you. And who was that you interviewed with? It was like something about LA or something.
Oh,
who was that?
Try to find the thing, but okay. But yeah,
talk about that, because that was really good. I really, really liked what you had to say in those.
Yeah, he was super cool. So I went and did the city meetings, as we, say. And what I only have my 1 minute comment, whatever it is. I was talking to them about these booklets, and I was like, I'm getting these printed and you need to be ready, and da. And then when I left, or when I was walking in the back, he came and he's like, hey, could I interview you? And I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, cool. I'm waiting for, yeah, let me get back to you. And like, I went and talked to Audit about a few things. And then I went to, not Audit. I went and talked to there's like these police, like people, detectives that are dedicated for the city hall. And so I was talking to them. They're like, hey, how's it going? Where's Audit? Things like that. And then as I was walking out, I mean, he was like this, he's this younger, cool, whatever. I don't know, LA kind of whatever, hit TikToker, YouTuber. And he just said, hey, can I? And I said, oh yeah, you want to interview me? He's like, yeah, I heard what you were talking about, when you were in City Hall. So I said, okay, yeah, cool. I'm just going to grab a tea. So long story short, it was as simple as that. Like, I grabbed my tea, went down into the front, and I said, and he said, it'd be cool to get you in front of the City Hall sign. I said, okay, cool. Oh, why don't I just jump up on this thing? And he's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's easier for me. And then it just like went straight from there. And it was just like, why are you doing this? What's Scientology? What do you, whatever you saw. And I guess I should repost it. I'll repost it. I will do that. I'll repost it.
It's really good. Yeah,
I have it.
Yeah. Anybody who hasn't
here,
seen that, it was really good.
Let me just look that up really quick.
And it was because you were so comfortable and so casual in it. And
yeah,
it
just made me feel so chill. I felt like he was just very chill, and so I was like, that's what we need more of, is like people being able to not feel like, all right, and action. What do you need to say? And it's like ABC News. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, why just, hey, what's going on here? Hey, normal conversation. Why does, what do they say? The revolution will not be televised. It's because television is a fucking, it's a stunt. It's an act. You're on TV. It's an act. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it just, I don't know. It just feels very like, I was going to be funny. We will not be televised.
Well, and the other thing is, Antics will probably agree with us. And probably the chat too. I find I don't have cable, right? I got rid of my cable a long time ago, and I just have like YouTube Premium and stuff like that. And I get better news from people on YouTube than I get on mainstream media.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I keep up to date. I watched a lot of the Midas Touch on YouTube.
Same. You're going to get more like boots on the ground first person interaction. The media is all incentivized, and they're only going to catch so much when they happen to have a reporter there. Whereas these streamers are out there, they're covering everything, and they don't have the same agendas. You know, I noticed that today, like the 60 Minutes Australia released another story about Scientology and Shelley Miscavige. Where's the United States coverage on that shit? There isn't.
I know. They seem to be the only organization that were brave enough to even deal with them. They put out so much content on challenging Scientology back in the day.
Yeah. Our media just doesn't cover it.
They can't. They can't because they're so entrenched in the government right now. You know, you just look at all the, you know, like all the people who are tied into the current government, and then you look at who's funding the Florida government right now. Like when you look at what's happening in Clearwater City Council, where they tried to stop the sale of the street, and what did Scientology do? They went to the AG. They went to James Utmeyer, right? Well, who funded James Utmeyer? A very wealthy Scientologist.
Yeah, who's funding Pam Bondi?
Very wealthy Scientologists. Exactly. Who funded a bunch of programs for Ron DeSantis? A bunch of really wealthy Scientologists, right? So it's kind of hard for little people in Clearwater who are just regular employees working hard to do something good for the city and the people who actually pay taxes there. And yet, then you have that stupid Cotton guy going, Scientology's paying taxes too. They have to pay some taxes, you know. They probably pay more taxes than everybody else in Clearwater. That's because they own half of Clearwater or not more, you know. And yeah. Anyway, don't get me started. Just don't get me started. But on a daily basis, I'm because Audit and Amy made me start my TikTok, and they made me start X, right? Because I haven't been on Twitter in years, and these ones, and I post stuff on a regular basis now. Can't hear it.
Can you hear it or no?
No, can't hear it.
Okay, hold on. Uno momento. What if I put this?
While she's looking for that, Haggis, I want to hear more about your website.
The website. Oh, okay. The website. No, can't hear a darn thing.
Dang it. All right. Well, I don't think it's going to work. So yeah, at least.
Okay. So let's talk about the website.
Here's the guy's name. It's at In the Streets LA.
Yeah. Go everybody go follow him.
At In the Streets LA. So yeah.
Okay. So the website. It came from Morning Sunshines with Mona, right? And there was all kinds of conversations going on, and we were always like everybody gathering their brains together and coming up with ideas and what can we do to make this happen. Like everybody, writing into Clearwater, getting letters into Clearwater, helping the council, and stuff like that, all came from all those little Morning Sunshines. And those of you in the know. Anyway, something was said in Morning Sunshines, and it was about the lack of information for the victims, survivors of the abuses in Scientology. And so I said in Mona's chat, like, why don't I build a website, right? I built a website before, I can do it again. And so then I ended up talking to her, talking to Peter, talking to T. And so I put in all this work, and I gathered all this information, and then I asked Peter and T if they could help me with the resources. And T put together, she put a lot of work into that and gathered up a lot, and she kind of went state by state and got me information to build a resource page. I'm still building it out. You know, we all have lives, and we try and do these things in between our lives. And so I just did that, and then I reached out to Lara and Dylan and Matthew and Nora, and I asked them if I could have their stories to put on it, just so people could see that they're not the only ones that this has happened to, that it's commonplace within the kids who grew up in Scientology. And then you've got Jamie Mustard came out with his book shortly thereafter, right? I
just bought that today.
Oh yeah,
I got Jamie Mustard's book today. Yeah, I'm excited.
I bought Pamela Nicole Williams. Hang on, let me see. Hang on, got her book right here. Hang on. This one. So I got this one. Can you see that? Pamela Nicole Williams. So I bought this, and I still have to read it. But I reached out to her on TikTok, and I said, would you mind if I shared your information and shared your book and stuff on the website? And I sent her the website, and she said, I didn't even know this existed. She said, this is really good. And I don't think of it that way. I just think it's a resource for people, right? I don't think about this, that, and the other thing. But I put like the legal cases on it, and then putting heads together with Mona. Mona said, I said, could we put because she said she knows the list of the crimes that were committed, right? So I said, so let's put a list of the crimes that were committed on there so people can see and go, that happened to me, that happened to me, that happened to me. And then you
hear that a lot where people say, I thought it was just me. I didn't know, because they're not allowed to share their stories amongst each other. They don't get to talk and know this. So they think it's just them that has this upset. And I think we need to drop the link for your webpage.
Can I do that, Lara, or does your mod have to do that? You're muted, Lara.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, I think you can. I think you can put it in there. If not, the mods will.
Let me try.
The mods will copy and get it.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. So anyway, yeah, I have to put some time aside, and actually, let me see if that works. I don't know if I can do that. No, it won't let me. Mods, you have to do it. Can I put it in the private chat and you can give it to your mods?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah, so Pam sent me a little biography, and she said, absolutely go ahead and share my information on the website. And Peter was even saying the other night when you were doing the live with Chris Shelton, he's like, does Chris Shelton know about your website? And he probably doesn't, because he doesn't even realize what you and Audit are doing in LA with the protesting and stuff like that, right? He didn't even realize the advocacy that was going on.
Right.
I think a lot of them, like Claire Headley and Mark Headley and Chris Shelton and stuff like that, they didn't get involved with the protesters because it seemed like a lot of drama, right?
Right.
And it was more who's got the loudest voice rather than who's advocating, and who's actually trying to make change. And I think you kind of shed a bit of light on that, because his face was like, ooh, like I didn't realize. Oh, okay. Right.
Well, and there's so much content out there, you can't keep track of it all. That's why, I really appreciate people like Peter that are good at promoting these things and cross-referencing us with each other,
Yeah. Well, remember, I called into the police commission. I call in all the time, but I've only got through twice. And he mentioned in Audit's chat about the changes to the Brown Act, and how there's like this new part that has to do with online communication and opening it up, because it's got to do with disabilities, people who can't get into the city, and they need to start opening up. And if he hadn't mentioned that in the chat, that was my opening statement when I got the call. I said, just to bring it up, Teresa, useless commissioner lady, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's done that with me too. He's shared information on Granicus and stuff. He's the one that did the research on that for me.
Oh yeah, I remember he sent a big email out. I remember getting an email on that. Yeah. But I'm glad you took that by the horns.
But isn't that wild that like Peter shared something and then you know, Antics caught on to it, and then she started saying it at the comments, and then we all start adding that into our comments. Like, it's so important, and that's what community and the whole structure of, like, people are like, all right, what is this calling in thing? You have people criticizing us, and you're like, well, why are you criticizing us? Like, obviously you're paying attention. Like, it is doing something. You hear the city officials are having to, whether they like it or not, are being forced to listen to us. This is their job.
Yeah,
So,
and today's Public Works was really good. We all complimented what each other said, but and then added
Antics,
in.
are you able to share that? Can we kind of share what happened, even just so people get an idea? Like, everybody can do this.
Yeah, I was.
Do you? What's that?
Share what the
Like your link or even your video. Can somebody put Antics video link that I could share? Oh, but unless you're able, Antics, are you able to on your screen? Can you present what the video, like, kind of like the?
I do have a present thing. I didn't think I could
present it. I'm able to I'm able to present it from my screen.
Okay, cool.
As long as it shows me that you're trying to present it.
Yeah, do you know what I liked about today?
Yeah.
I loved because I even sent Audit a message after. I was like, that was a good one. And Nora calling in and saying that sign is illegal because my husband printed that sign.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
Like,
that was valuable.
Saucy. That was saucy. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. And it's like, you know, Nora's come in and said that before, but you know what? For some reason today, we had a beautiful pattern. You know, TJ, the guy who calls on everybody, just kind of randomly called, you know, it's not like totally always in line. And so sometimes they call people sporadically. And so on the public comment and all that, Nora got called after Audit, and then it was like it was so sporadic, and then Antics went, then I went, then and so they kind of cut off Nora because a little bit, but somehow she was able to manage to stick on to the non-agenda. She was,
I know, yeah, because they asked, what are you speaking on? She goes, yeah, the minutes. I'm talking about the minutes.
No, come on.
The minutes.
I'm not finished. Right. All wrapping up in the minutes. This all needs to reflect on the minutes.
Yeah. I was at my client. I had my headphones on, and I was just like,
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, they're really letting her talk longer. You know, I was like, okay, wow. You know, anyways, the point is that even if it's gotten to a point where they're bored in instances, are like so bored and like, oh God, here they go again. Right.
Oh, the one guy. Yeah.
Nora's like, well, then if you're not listening, then you'll have to call me off topic 2 minutes into the comment. So I just thought that was really funny. But the other thing is, though, we've had, oh my God, I've had so many mornings where I called in and I was in tears. And I was like, for example, when I lost my job and all that, I was like, this is not okay. The least you guys can be doing is stop giving Scientology permits. Stop. They literally, whatever their tactics are, whoever is so evil to make me lose my job, it's a push from Scientology. It's a push from the executives of Scientology and the lawyers of Scientology and OSA of Scientology. So
now, didn't Ashley catch Jennifer Krauskopf with the brown envelopes?
I mean, they were envelopes. Yeah, I was with her. There were envelopes, but they wasn't
the same ones.
No, but the point is that doesn't matter. The point is it's the job of Jennifer to do that.
Shout out to Ashley Papusatology.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Ashley. Ashley is amazing.
Papusatology.
I can't wait.
That's how you remember Ashley's channel. Ashley Papusatology 99. All right.
She's consistent. She's out there so much, and I love how she supports you, Laura.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She's
it's not
fantastic.
only supporting me. She does so much off live streams. Fucking, she does 90% off live streams. That's what's so crazy. And I'll be like sick or not feeling good or depressed or I'm like hating the world or whatever. I'm busy doing shit, right? And she'll be like, oh, just sending you this clip 8 a.m. with the loading the buses. The Sea Org members are loading up. And she's like, the Aftermath Foundation can help you. It is okay to leave the Sea Org. Like, and you like, she was like, ma'am, your hair is wet. I can see that you just rushed to get on this bus. You do not need to be doing that. Like, she really nails it. So
do you remember when she found the bus and she followed the bus to the gas station and started up a conversation with the driver? That was great.
Driver, that was, we have that on record forever. And I keep driving by and I'm like, oh, there's the bus. I'm like, there's a red bus, right? Coming out of, because I live really close to all this shit, whether that's good for me or not. But it is what it is, right? And I see the red bus driving by and I'm like, oh, that's the guy that Ashley was talking to at the gas station. You know, I'm like, dang, he really is in charge of all of the buses. And he's like this younger guy. He's like probably not even, he's like under 40. It's just so crazy. And for him to be so programmed to already be like, oh, got to make sure this bus is here at this time and this bus is here. Like, the thing is, it's like, for sure, Jennifer can say all this shit and, you know, the Sea Org member can be like, oh, no, we don't do that. But your job is only these specific things in a whole machine of manipulation. So if you're only doing your job, you're not going to see the whole manipulation machine that you're a part of. And that's Scientology. And that's the SEAL. Yeah. That's OSA. That's what it really is.
Yeah. No. Did you find your thing, Antics? Are you able to present?
I do. I did, and I queued it up to Laura.
All right, let's see how this is. Let's see if everybody can hear it. We got that?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Can hear it.
Would you like to have a commentary on any of our agenda items or public comment?
Yeah, I want to do public comment, the minutes, the neighbor. I want to talk about neighborhood council, and I also on agenda on number, I think 3, the skate park.
Okay, thank you. I have you down. Well, actually, we're probably not going to take public comments up to the first.
Let me go forward because that's
meeting.
But that was really good. You know what? Wait, Antics.
Yeah.
Roll and establish quorum.
Oh, sorry. Pause 1 second. I just want people to know what happened there at the beginning is that was about 9:50, like 9:55, and the narrator TJ. He's the one when you call in, whether you're on phone or Zoom or whatever it is, when you call in with the Zoom link, which normally Antics or Audits or somebody does post on their YouTube and all that. So please go follow them. They send you the Zoom link. You just click on the Zoom link and then you get into here. And then when you get in there, you press the dots that say more, the 3 dots, and it says raise hand. When you click that, and when you raise your hand, TJ or somebody within 5 minutes or less will literally say, hi there. You know, what's your name? Laura FM. Like, it's already in the screen when you fill it in. And so, he'll ask, like, are you doing general public? He'll just say, what items would you like to speak on? All you need to say is general public comment. To start off, all you have to say is general public comment. And and the Board of Public Works, this division with this panel that you see on the screen, these board members are all responsible for anything having to do with sidewalks, permits for closure of streets and sidewalks and power and water, everything having to do with anything having to do with the city in terms of electricity, in terms of cracks in the sidewalks, in terms of abuse of permits, etc. Like, this is the board that handles with all this stuff directly. So
yeah, and even if you're like, oh gosh, I don't know what to say, and I'm nervous, you can just do what Jennifer did on her first call and say, hey, Laura FM and Audit LA have been reporting this for well over a year. Why aren't you doing something? Why aren't you listening? I support what they're reporting to you. They're all true, and that's all you have to do. You don't even.
That's a great point.
You can do
that's
it
a great point.
anonymously.
Into more. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
No. I don't have I need to get a mic, and I'm not even going to complain about that. So I never mean to cut anybody off, and I'm being very aware of it. It just has a slow echo on my end. So I just have to like like jump in when I can, when I'm agreeing. But what I am saying is that I'm agreeing with Antics on this as well. And not only that, there are people in the room. These are city officials in the room that are there on other topics, on other agenda items. And so they're all listening. And so when Antics calls in and Haggis and everybody, when they call in, when Jennifer, congratulations, Jennifer. When Jennifer calls in, like, and you did so good. When you guys call in, the whole room is listening. And not only that, it is recorded. This is city documentation.
Do you remember when Film LA, all those unionized people who had to do with Film LA were there, and Amy spoke up and she's like, yeah, why don't you do a film about the abuses of Scientology?
Yeah.
Love that. I love that.
I just want to point out one more thing, and you can do it completely anonymously too. I mean, my name is not Georgina McPhee, but that's what I sign in as.
Yeah,
exactly. And I know Ganja Girl. A Ganja Girl grows up as Gigi. She just goes up as GG. She puts her initials in as GG. And so, like, you can go up as anything. I know Super Pop went up and did her Burbank, and that was so epic. Like, Burbank heard everything everybody was saying. The Burbank Council Board meetings are like unbelievable. They understand the manipulation and psychosis of Scientology, and they do not want that in their tiny little hub of Burbank. So it's really cool. It felt really good to finally hear an act. So they have options. There are board members that could fight for us and do this. And it takes, the more people we have and the more people calling in and just feeling good. You feel really good when you do it too. You're like, hell yeah. Like, my anger and my disgust is finally going somewhere. It's going in the right direction. Like, at least it's being put in the proper city way, Yeah.
No, because I think Amy and I started doing it on the same day. Because I think Audit just said, call in. And I think Mona had messaged me too, just call in. Because Mona was calling in on a regular basis then. And so was Miriam.
You were on fire today. You did a great job. I was like, yeah, go Haggis.
Oh, that was Friday.
Ah, Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, because you sent me the thing on Thursday. I got the link in YouTube on Thursday, and I looked at the agenda and I thought, how can I work something Scientology into one of the actual meeting items?
And that's what everybody has to do. They have to. They don't have to do nothing. Once you get comfortable and you start to scout out. I'm cleaning. I'm like multitasking as I call in. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to call in, put my hand up, before 9:50. So I feel like I've been waiting in line. Right. And then as you start doing, I'm doing stuff as I'm waiting in the line, and you can always just step off and look at the Zoom thing and scroll down from the Zoom link that you clicked on. You just scroll down and see, it'll say agenda item 1, agenda item 2, agenda, blah, blah, blah. Before the agenda items, they have what they call minutes, and minutes are supposed to be reflected on all meetings, on all city meetings like this. They have what they call minutes, where any commenter, any citizen that calls in, by the people, anybody calling in, they're supposed to be documenting on the minutes. They do this in Burbank. They do it beautifully on the bonk board and other, when people show up, and they literally said, like, Lara FM. That's what I came in. I put in my title when I signed in on Zoom, Lara FM. Then they say, hi, Lara FM. Would you like to comment, on the minutes? Yes. And I say, yes, public comment. So you already get 1 minute for public comment. And then if there's something if you have time to go on the agenda and just kind of scroll through and say, oh yeah, oh, permits, oh, sidewalks. There's certain things that you can connect. Sorry, am I cutting you off, Antics?
No, I was trying to just butt in. Okay, I was going to say,
butt in, and I'm going to bring Audit up as well, because she's going to butt in whenever she gets 5 minutes or 2 minutes.
Perfect. And that's what I was going to mention is you don't even have to look at all the agenda items half the time, because pro tip, go after Audit. She'll tie in the agenda items. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll just say all agenda items, and I have no idea what I'm speaking on. But if I go after audit, I can glean some of what she's saying, or just say I support what she has said, and it's makes it so much easier. So there's little workarounds you can do, or you don't even have to research all this.
And Amy just said here, I get to say things I don't get to say that I wish I could say at protests.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I really enjoy it because I can't go out and protest myself. And these are all the things you want to shout out if you were there in person, that all these things you see at a protest with Laura and Hollywood, and that you're like, why doesn't someone report this? Why doesn't someone do something about this? Well, you're someone, you can say something, and this is your opportunity. And it's so invigorating and freeing to be able to get it out.
Yeah. Yep. Audit, what do you feel?
Well, I think you guys do amazing and amazingly. And I just love to see how everyone has grown as a speaker and taking on challenges and conquering every milestone that everyone's set for themselves. And it's just become a really beautiful thing. And it's been an effective thing. So for any of the naysayers, I know there's been a couple, whatever, they're sadly mistaken. It's like there's protests, and I don't knock protesting. So why are you knocking advocacy, which isn't cool? Because you know what, at the end of the day, it's the people we're speaking to that can make actual changes. And like I support protesting outside of Scientology. It does help hopefully prevent people from going in the door. That's great, but what are you going to do to keep them from for other things, like permits and all these things? And I like to address that. We've had a lot of success because for 30 years straight, and I know there's a certain person who wanted to say that all these street closures were because of protesting. No, it's not. It's been going on for 30 years, where maybe 8 months out of the year, they shut down. As far as I understand, they were able to shut down the street for decades. And now they can't. I almost feel bad harping them for giving them permits because they really haven't been. I think this entire year from a year ago now, they've only given, I think, maybe 4 permits, and none of them are week long. There may be a day or 2, 3 at max. And the only one that's really concerning is the Shrine one, because they changed because they worked with CD9. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm out. So if you see me rolling, it's because I'm not home. But
no,
so they
you're amazing. You always sound awesome and amazing. Just do you.
There you go. Thank you. And so thank you. And so they did something different this year. That's what we really need to fight on, because they really have really slowed down. And I read that they're not even going to give any more permits for street closure permits for L. Ron Hubbard anymore. That's the rumor. So far, it seems to have been true, because think about how many they've had. It's only been maybe 4, so they are improving. That's why I'm trying to give them thanks, because I don't want them to always just we have to work with them. They're people too. And, kind of have to, say, okay, thank you for that. But this is where we're still needing to work on. And like what happened at the Shrine is really going to lead the city liable to federal lawsuits, because they are not allowed to prevent people from going down the sidewalk. It's absolutely written, and Scientology and BSS are fully aware of that. So how they got this to where Scientology is like checking people's IDs, are they out of their minds? I think they know they blew it. I don't think they'll ever admit it, but it's going to take a lawsuit, which, this is where it's going to need to go. And I told them, this is what's coming. Lawsuits are coming. And I don't feel a need to sue Scientology right now. I mean, the city has so much liability that they need to kind of have a wake up call, in my opinion. And the Shrine is a definite good one. And then as far as there's other changes too.
I don't know if I agree with you about they are learning their lesson about I'm just being like.
No, I didn't say they're learning their lesson. I think they realized I think they realized they blew it with the Shrine, that they left themselves legally liable. I didn't say I think they learned their lesson.
And maybe you're right. Maybe they also will learn their lesson. Like, what are they going to do?
That's the hope. That's the hope. No, I'm not saying, but they have backed down, and it's because, and actually it was something that Yvonne did. Like Yvonne I miss her so much.
Rest in
Yvonne,
peace.
oh my gosh, yes. And like Yvonne did this cross thing with, she went and ranted to building and services and to LADBS saying, how come you guys are not coordinating with all this stuff with the street closures and stuff with, with public works? And she was ranting at them. And and there's all these emails of, they're just going crazy. Like, what are we talking? Like, what are they talking? What do you mean we're not cooperating? We're like, what, like, what's going on? We don't know. And that, which proved her point, and so, and they're like, so then I guess, I don't know, people must have, like the big wigs are must have been getting on the phones. And they said, okay, basically we're hearing that they're not going to be doing, like there's going to be a change in the street permits and stuff like that. And there has been, that is absolutely provable, because 2 years ago, it was shut down for like 8 months out of the year. Now it's been, I think maybe they got 8 days total in a year. So and I think it's because of all this pressure, But also, I want to skip over to LAPD, the changes there. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to their filming, they have to have LAPD. It's required as part of the permit. But with their regular third party, they're not doing any of their things that, when they have special event permits, they are not. We also have the chief on record that he is not working with them and will not work with them. And, that's, and then, so that's a huge change. I mean, they're still on the CPAB. I think that's a legal issue. I don't know how that's going to work out, but we need to keep pushing for that. There's no reason why Scientology should have a seat at the table for any reason at all. And I think that, I was told that that's a tricky one, because that can be, that could leave the city liable for discrimination against the individuals, because technically, even though they're representing Scientology, they're still individuals that have to do their own background check, and it's under their name and stuff. So I think it's a legal thing that they're struggling with. So, but we just got to keep pushing. And there's other, I think there's other things as well. They're being pushed now. I have a feeling they're going to start showing their insurance and all this stuff. And, so there is progress. And that's why I know that also that some of what's her name is running for mayor now, and she did not go to the Christmas party. And I made sure she was invited, and I had heard she was going to go, but she didn't go. And I confirmed it. The police chief didn't go either, because I think she knows, there's no way I'm going to go be seen. So there's a lot of these officials, commissioners, and all them that don't want to be seen at a Scientology event. They know that's going to be hell for them. So they're getting less and less people. I don't think Hugo went either. I'm not sure on that, but and he's in a tough spot because he is their rep, at a lot of their locations. So
and you know what, Ada, it's not a good look right now, because what's going on in the US with the Epstein case, the human trafficking, the sex trafficking, the abuses and stuff like that. And you've been talking about this for over 2 years at the LA City Hall and trying to let them know about everything that's happening right now. And Lara's been speaking about it, and Nora's come on and spoke about it. How many, who else? I think there was Jamie called in that one time too, didn't he?
Yes.
So, and then Tori's called in as well. So all these former Scientologists have called in, and they've told the city about the human trafficking and the child sex abuse and all that stuff that's been happening there. So now with what's going on with the Epstein files, and also the AG of California, Rob Bonta, is on some kind of mission right now to do with human trafficking and sex trafficking. So maybe try and see if you can reach out to him or something like that.
There's more coming on that. I already, I mean, I don't want, unlike some people, I like to keep things very private until I'm ready to reveal. But yes, the human trafficking is the key thing right now. The R1 visas is the key thing right now. And it needs to be pushed on, because that is the next phase of dealing with things. But yeah, and I mean, I probably will put out just different links where people can chime in, with different entities, agencies, and also even with public comments. Like today, I left a public comment. You can leave it by Google, and so if you can't call in, you can write in, and you can write in and call in. You could do both, actually. And so it's really helpful. But there's also these other agencies that, yes, it is a time right now because human trafficking is a huge thing and immigration. So R1 visas, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of, it's a time to point out, because the thing with the R1 visa is that, yes, the federal government does acknowledge that they have the right to do ministerial work, that it's a religious order like nuns and monks, and that they can accept a $50 stipend. But what they're not allowed to do is that it can't be about finances or like fundraising or sales or labor, because otherwise they're just creating a de facto labor force, and kind of cheating, it creates that. So there's these issues. So basically it's like bombard them saying, okay, you got to make sure that they are within the scope. That's what needs to happen. They need to be within the scope of their R1 visas. That means that they're on an R1 visa, they cannot be selling Dianetic books. Okay, that's not ministerial if they're selling it. They cannot be, fundraising. They cannot be doing hard labor. So that's how so they need to keep the people with the R1 visas, but they do. We know it. They use them. A lot of them. There's a couple people. I read that an article about where they bring some of the ladies from different countries to come and be like clean the hotels and be cleaners and cooks or whatever. That's not ministerial. That's not what the R1 visa is for. So
slave labor. And to say that washing dishes and making beds and changing mattresses and killing cockroaches is ministerial work, kiss my ass.
Exactly. And same thing with like even security, all that. And none of that is allowed under that. So we just, we got to keep just pushing back and making sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Just like their security also, the security needs to be on their property. They do not have a city contract to be doing security on a city street or a city block. Now, when they have an event permit, it's different because you're allowed to have your own security at that point. But when it's just every day, they don't have a permit. They don't have a contract with the city to do that. And if they did, they cannot be being paid slave wages. So they got to get over this little idea that they think this is their campus. It's not. It's our street.
Well, it's like when Jenna did that video recently when she was in LA with Jessica. She was at Big Blue and they were following her. The security guy was following her around on the street, in the middle of the street on the bike. Like he wasn't on the property of Scientology. He was on the public street stalking her.
And not only that, Haggis, me and her the next week, me and Jenna met up and we did our own videos and we were having fun and we went to Blue and the same thing. Like they just told everybody, go inside, go inside. It's just crazy. Like, it's like, I didn't have a sign. I wasn't like being obviously, and I was just like, okay, Jenna, here we go. And it's just like, close up. And then there was one instance where I was like, look, what? And she was like, oh, look. She was like, Laura, look, there's a window open. And then I was like, oh, watch this, Jenna, watch. The Aftermath Foundation can help you leave the Sea Org. I kind of went on this monotony. I do this. I do it because, boom. Next thing they know, boom, shutting the window. That means you heard me. Yeah. I was like, it's okay to blow the Sea Org. And she just laughed. She was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. So like, it's like, there is so much happening. Like, there is so much happening. I know this sounds crazy, but like, we have a lot of disagreements maybe in this community. I still have a lot of love for people that I'm very upset at, like that I'm very angry at, but I still have a lot of love for them. And I have a lot of hope. I think that I hope that, they can learn and grow and we can learn and grow. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Like, I hope I can learn and grow. I'm super acceptable to that. Like, and it would be really cool, right? If a lot of people that I feel like we've all disappointed everybody in some way. Like, and sometimes we keep doing it. And like, so I feel like as long as people keep giving us room forever, please, forever, ex-Scientologists are cuckoo nuts. But as long as we're not, RAPE-ing people and molesting and any of that, as long as none of that is happening and we're just cuckoo nut because of Scientology brain life, like, give us a break. Give us multiple breaks, please. Like, stop that shit, right? And so that's one thing I really ask. Please just give us multiple breaks because we really mean well and we want to learn and just, I'm not even asking for myself. Like, give me just one break for my mistake. Just give me one break, but give others multiple breaks. Like, let people learn. Stop like shoving fucking demands and like, you better speak up and you can't speak about this. Shut the fuck up. Like, we have literally gone through that shit our whole lives. We're not doing that anymore. We're not having people or loved ones, quote unquote, telling us like, oh, you can't speak about this. You can't do this. You better talk about this way. Well, you did that. Like, shut up. Are we healing or what?
You heal through mistakes, right? Everybody learns from the mistakes that they make in life. And it's just, that's what life's about. You know, living and loving and learning and stuff. I want to give a little shout out to Cutsy.
Okay.
Cutsy is.
We are all ash holes, right?
Ash holes.
We are learning and growing together, right?
Yeah.
Literally, we are our reflections. And what people say that you're a bitch. Okay, I am a bitch. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Sometimes I'm not a bitch. You know, sometimes I'm very loving and very caring. And like, I'm going to give you all my love. It's one of my songs. Anyways, like
Heather Mack is saying in the thing, don't police always say that they can't do anything because it's a church, even though they know better? Listen, the reason why the police aren't doing anything in LA is because they get money from, you know, secret Santa. You know, there's money coming into the LAPD that we don't know where, you know, they do it through back channels and stuff like that. Because I remember reading something that said they will go to the charity that some chief of police's wife or mother is involved in and make a huge donation to that to benefit their family, you know, charitable organization. So it doesn't directly go to the policeman, but it's a backhander through Scientology.
Yeah, and not only that. Yeah, 100%. Not Audit. I don't know if you're still there, but not only that, they actually Audit. If you are there, agree with me or not, but I know she'll agree with me. Sorry. The police literally, it's like a fear. The moment they go, oh, it's a religion. Oh, well, we can't interfere with the religious thing. Oh, right. And so Scientology, the fake space Navy is literally calling, like pretending, literally acting. They are a gang acting like they have authority and security presence. Like,
yeah.
And so it's super abusive. I do want to do a quick interrupt. Audit, I'm going to remove Audit here just for now. Antics, are you still there?
Yes.
I know she is. She's always there. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Okay, I wanted to surprise
myself for a minute.
Can I surprise you guys really quick since we were talking about Child X earlier and all of the times we've gotten to City Hall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I bring Jamie Mustard on?
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Hell yeah.
What is that?
Fucking hell. I feel like I'm fangirling.
Tammy, I got your book today.
Oh, I got it here too.
I got it today, and I wanted to thank you for giving the Calling crew a shout out in the interview you just did a couple weeks ago. That was awesome.
What interview was that? What Jordan Harbert?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like a fever dream, that interview.
My book protested in Copenhagen.
I love it. That's really good. Yeah, I've been thinking about this stuff. It's funny, like something comes out, and I was like, for the year before, about 6 months before it came out, up until a couple months ago, I was really kind of in like a bad state, like probably about 20% of myself. It was like, decades and decades of shame and hiding were like coming off me, and I felt really compromised. I've only been really myself again for the last couple of months, you know, so
That's
I haven't,
crazy.
yeah. And, you know, and I've been reframing everything, and I want to get your guys' opinion. I really appreciate, obviously I appreciate Laura, cause she will risk everything. She's a truth teller, and, she's all about what she can give and not about what she can get. But I really, really appreciate the people that weren't involved that stand up for us, stand up for what happened. And this is what's been on my mind lately. And I want to just say it real quickly and just have all of you individually tell me your honest opinion. Okay. So what's been on my mind is like, I've been looking at what is this thing? I hate calling it Scientology because it makes it almost sound like it's like a real thing, right? But really what it is, it's a system that erases a human being, an adult. Say I'm 20 years old, I'm in college, I get into it. This thing slowly erases my personality, and I become part of this thing. Like if you see somebody that's OT8, you're not going to recognize like very often a person. It's like a mechanized person, right? And I was thinking about, okay, this is a system that erases you and makes you part of something. Well, what does that mean for a child, somebody that's born in it? You're erasing a person before they have any sort of agency whatsoever as a human being. Yep. And I really do think that the greatest crime that they've ever committed as a group in 70 years is the one that nobody talks about, which is the erasure of children. The erasure of the child mind, the erasure of a child that has no agency, no ability to fight back, that has no thought, that has no consciousness of the world. And they erase you, it erases you before you even start, and no one talks about it.
Yep.
And I think the reason that no one talks about it is that, you know, and again, I don't mean this I love a lot of the ex-members that are the kind of older generation. I'm not attacking them, but you know, the reality is they don't talk about it. They don't talk about the single most important thing that ever happened within this thing. I don't know why. I can guess. So anyway, Anyway, that's what's been on my mind lately, is just that this is what is, you know, you could talk about Xenu, you could talk about contact assist and all the weird shit, and it all just serves as a distraction to what's really going on, which is the erasure of the child mind. And
I agree.
Working back from there. So that's
the intention behind that. Like, why would an organization, religion, cult, whatever you want, this fake space Navy, why would any group like that have the intention of erasing a child's upbringing and the way that in history that
it's to create somebody who conforms to everything they do. If you take away everything, like you take it, you don't give them the opportunity to learn free thinking, free will, you know, all of that stuff that is normal, creativity, finding your own, you know, like Lara's a musician, Jamie is an incredible artist, Antix is a clever bugger who can do friggin' everything. You know, we all have skills and a set of things that we naturally come by, right? So Scientology has to stifle that because they want to control your mind, and they want you to only believe in what their belief system is. So that's why they want you as a child. Before, it's harder once somebody, like people who are maybe getting into it when they're a bit older, they've still had their beginning of their life to have thought process and to have ideas and to become themselves, right? I mean, right. I was a little fucker when I was about 5, okay, and I just became a big fucker.
And kids are little fuckers. Like, never did cadets in Scientology land and the Sea organization, whatever you want to call it, never as babies did they ever have a choice to be little fuckers.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole point. So they try and get them in younger. They're trying to get that whole.
How come nobody?
And I would say they're still doing that right now. They're doing it even more with TikTok and all the internet. They're bringing in the younger children, going for the younger. They can change somebody's mind before they have their own solid, good probably stable decisions.
But to answer what Jamie was saying, like, why is nobody talking about it? Why are the adults not talking about it? I think Tori put it really well ages ago, because Tori didn't believe that the kids were being abused because she never saw it. So good Scientologists who get into Scientology thinking that they are saving the world.
Can I just be honest? I love Tori, and everybody knows that, and Tori knows I love her. I still have a about that, because she did definitely at some point let her son know, you do not have to be a part of this. And if I no, I am not having my son do what is going on in there. So there is some disagreement that I personally still have, and that's okay. I'm allowed to still disagree with somebody that I can still have a little bit of love for.
Yeah, because it's called free thought. It's called free thought and opinion.
Thank you.
We are allowed to have those, right? That's the purpose. That's what Scientology is trying to do. They take away your empathy. They take away your humanity. They destroy your self of character.
I hate Tori. There's so many people I love right now in the chat that there's certain people they don't like that I hang or talk with. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. It is so inhumane to take away people's ability to be or say or feel who they want to be around or not. And that's so crazy. To me, my excuse is that I was born and raised in a fucking cult called the Sea Organization of Scientology. And we were very judgmental, and we were very like, you're doing like, that was just our lives.
No,
so
we were raised to, and thank you for saying what you said.
Better, right?
We were raised to deal with people in two ways: aggression, too gruesome to confront, severe reality adjustment, head on a pike, get it done at all costs. Like the Hubbard doctrine is a punishment pain doctrine. It's pain driver. If you don't do this, this will happen to you. There's a concentration camp that's in it.
Yeah,
which I heard they've disbanded. So we were either trained to do that or to disconnect from people. So I feel like most of the people that leave, the way they deal with people in life is to threaten them or to be aggressive and get them to do what they want to do, or to disconnect from them, to disembark from them. And that's what we were trained to do. We were trained to do that from birth. It's how we think. And then you could take us out of that situation, but does that mean we're going to stop doing that behavior if that's all you've ever known?
Right.
There's no gray. Everything. Yeah.
You speak about it, and I always think, I'm getting better at that. I'm getting better. But as you say it right now, and maybe you even find this in yourself, as we say it and as we talk about it, I'm going, oh damn, I'm still kind of doing it here. I'm still.
Lara, you have to give yourself grace.
I do. I'm just saying.
Remember, you guys were programmed. You were programmed to do these things.
Yes.
And you have to be unprogrammed. And there was nobody to help you unprogram.
100%. No, and I know that. Nobody. You know that I know this. I'm just being a little vulnerable with Jamie here, being like, I
struggle with it every day, Laura.
with the people that I love the most.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I still talking to you? Like, okay, I love you. Dang.
Yeah. I have nothing,
How do I love you easier? How do we do this easier? That's what I'm looking for, because I really care about certain people, and I'm never going to not love them. And so I go, how do we do this easier? And I feel like what a lot of stuff that I've seen you go through, me, oh my God, I've gone through so much fucking recent random shit just with the job shit and so much shit. I'm just like, cool. What can I do next that's just easier and fucking life and fun and loving?
Yeah. I mean, my thought is, again, like, I don't know Tori. I've talked to her a few times. She seems like a really beautiful, sweet, nice person.
And she is.
And I don't know her story, only that she seems lovely. I do think that, and this isn't directed at her, that I was a kid walking around there, okay?
Right.
Living in this building on Fountain Avenue that was a tenement where I almost died several times. So it's kind of unbelievable. One of the things that's unbelievable about Child X is that I took stuff out. because I was like, this is just getting too ridiculous. Like, you know, it's not even like that's the watered down version, right? And
I felt that very much. I
yeah,
knew that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I can't.
But I was
This
like,
is what's so hard to do. Even my own story. Just
Mhm.
I don't know if I'll ever make a book because I don't know if I can do that. And you're so. It's a skill, Jamie, to be able to be like, boom, book, boom, next project, boom, like fucking good.
Well, it's my skill. Like you know, you have a skill with music that I don't have. It looks like magic to me because it's what you do, and I don't do it.
Cool.
Right. So
we
all have our things. Like
we have our things. Okay,
yeah.
good.
Oh, darling.
And your brother Daniel, fucking, oh my God, he makes me cry with his songs sometimes. Holy crap! But whatever.
Yeah. So you know, but anyway, I just feel like anybody that was going and getting services in the 80s and 90s, 70s. There's no way they would not have seen kids walking around on a school day in the middle of the day, right? So, and again, what we don't want to do, you know, is continue to attack people, continue to shame people. I've lived in shame for almost half a century, you know. I don't need to go around shaming people. Okay. If people want to know why I didn't, and I did it, and it almost killed me. I mean, people don't know this. I don't know if I want to say it. I'll say it. Whatever was coming out of my body leading up to this thing coming out, when I the fourth night of the audiobook, which I was in this beautiful studio in downtown where they set me up. There was a director, you know, like it's all paid for by the publisher. I ended up in the emergency room on the fourth day. And they told me that I was probably going to be there. I had to call the director and tell him that I wasn't going to be able to finish the book. We were going to have to reschedule. Now, at like 1 a.m, they ran all these tests on me, and it wasn't what they thought it was, and I got to leave. Okay. But I was messed up for a couple months. No, I'm still healing from it, and physically. And I really just believe that was the shame that was wafting off my body. Everything in that book was done to me. The idea and the reason I didn't want to, I just, you know, that people have to understand that that's been in my body with all the work on healing that I've done. And it's been a thing. It's been a thing. And I will say that, you know, I've been criticized for some comments that I made in the book. And it's interesting that I was criticized for those comments because they were comments that I really struggled over. And I really would like to, and that is, and Haggis, I'd really like to hear your opinion on this. Okay.
Okay.
You know, I said that, and I haven't been heavily criticized for this, but you know, and it's not something that I'm that concerned with, quite honestly. But I think that I don't think it's not a valid criticism. I think it's a valid criticism. So I think that I should speak to it. Okay. And one of those criticisms is that, you know, I said that the older Scientologists, I don't even believe there's such thing as that, the older Hubbard disciples that got out, the only thing that they should be concerned about, the only thing that they should think about when they wake up in the morning is the erasure of the child mind. If they're thinking about anything else in relation to this thing, they're not looking at it in perspective. They're not looking at it in terms of what the world cares about. If they think I'm wrong, then let's have a public debate, and we'll see who the world sees as telling the truth. So if you're an older member of this thing and got out of it, and you don't think the erasure of the child mind is the most important thing, that is the most egregious crime scene, that the most egregious crime that's been committed here, there's something wrong. And that, you know, and I was really debating whether to leave that in the book. Like I was sitting there going, God, man, I don't want to say anybody that isn't, you know, acknowledging the kids, you know, like I don't want to call them a devil. I don't want to further shame or attack people. And, you know, when that happened, somebody called me and you know, I was doing interviews and hating it, and I just feel humiliated by it. I mean, less now because now the world knows, you know what I mean? And like I'm in this small town and everybody knows now, it's everywhere. Okay. But that was not fun.
No, but I know what you mean. When you're
yeah,
first 20 first interviews, it's not even just like, oh, I did 100. No, like the first 20, you just feel so fucking weird.
Yeah,
know, and that's just on some things that I've done with the
song. The point is, like, I was probably going to take it out, and then I got a phone call from one of the kids that was raised in it.
Yeah,
that was seriously traumatized, and they said something to me. They said, you know, they said that people were liking what I was saying, that some of these guys that were like the generation behind me felt like I was standing up for them. And then I sat back and I said, what's my mission here? What am I trying to do? What's the most important thing to me? You know, I need to get this right, because there's so many kids that were there that if I embellish anything, if I have one thing off, they're going to let me know. Right. So, you know, like, I can't hide. Right. So, and I knew, like, the worst thing that this has done to us, I mean, well, the worst thing it's done was is erase our chances to be people, erase our chances to be who we fully are. And then we've lived, most people don't speak out. 99% of us don't speak out all over the world. This is thousands of kids, because of shame. We live in shame by what we've experienced. And I thought, I need to say something. I need to take a stand on that. If you don't acknowledge the erasure of a child as the true crime of Hubbard's doctrine, with all of these kids out there that are 40, 50 years old that can't function, that's devilish. And the goal was removing the shame and letting people like Laura know, and the other kids we grew up with, that the shame is not on us, it's on them. And, you know, if I had been there, you know, like I spent an entire chapter explaining, justifying it for these kids, justifying what happened, saying, hey, you know, our parents were traumatized. They were victims. You know, I'm not slaying them. I'm saying that this is a crime scene. Okay. This is a crime scene. Child X is the documentation of a crime scene. That crime scene, the most important crime scene, is the erasure of the child mind and the permanent destruction of a child to function in the world at no chance. That's it. That's at the bottom of this. You get to the bottom of the barrel. Xenu doesn't fucking matter. When you're in a Catholic church, you mass, you're eating the flakes and the wine, you're drinking the flesh of Christ, you're drinking the blood of Christ. Like, every religion has this stuff. Look how weird that is. Contact assist, weird. All that stuff just serves as a distraction to a crime scene. The Child X is the deconstruction of a crime scene. There's been a crime perpetrated in modern America. My grandparents were the descendants of freed slaves. And in Los Angeles, a sea captain enslaved me. Okay. So I would just love you guys I'd love to hear what Audit has to say.
Well, I first told you a long time ago that shame is others people's to bear, not yours. You're a victim of this. But I want to say that I agree with you. But it's not, for me, my takeaway, never having been in it, is that it's not only the absolute erasure of a child's mind, but an absolute demolition of all healthy boundaries. Everything for a child, like, you're not a child, right? You're an adult in the child's body. So what does that mean? It takes everything out of context of what is child. You don't have to protect an adult like you would protect children, right? From predators, from abuse or whatever. Maybe as a senior, there's a little bit more of a urgency to help protect them. But you figure adults can take care of themselves. I'm not talking about. I know sometimes there's a crime, whatever, and you have to go. But it's just the erasure of boundaries and body autonomy, right? Because all this touches us. So there's no boundary of body autonomy. There's no childhood, like where, okay, you grow up, you go to school, and there's like these rituals, these, what do they call, ritual passages of different things that children get to go through. You guys are robbed of all that. So you're robbed of culture, the cultural aspects of childhood. It's more than just the mind. You are just robbed of everything it means to be a child, like every last thing of what it means to be a child. You don't get to enjoy.
I would also, just really quick to interrupt, I would also say that books like this, the dictionary course, the communication course, are the interrupters, the beginning interrupters of how a child should think. This is the beginning of the brain destruction. You're literally like, you're suppressing, I hate to say this because I'm making an awesome fucking anti-Scientology. He's like, yeah, so suppressive. But they are literally suppressing the distance and the beauty and the longevity of a child's mind where it can grow and go.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say then is that, so when I say that it's devilish to have survived this thing as an adult, you at least went in with some level of agency, okay? To not acknowledge the erasure of children is the only thing that's important here. Over the most important thing over this 70-year history, more important than Operation Snow White. I was in that FBI raid. Okay, it's more. I talk about it in the book. It's more important than what happened to Paulette Cooper because it happened to thousands. And these kids, Paulette Cooper had a life. Okay, I mean she survived the Holocaust, but she had a life. I can't tell you how many of the kids that I grew up with from the red brick building that didn't make it. That were sexually abused in that building because they had nobody looking out for them. And the ones that did make it are pretty broken, right? And so I have probably a lot of survivor's guilt. So my thing was, I wrote an entire chapter in that book called The Children of the Revolution, where I was saying to our parents, I love you, I forgive you, I realize why this happened, okay? What I'm saying is, right now, if you're out of this thing, and the only thing on your mind is not that the crime, this is a crime scene, the crime that has been committed, the primary crime is the systematic erasure of a child before it's even born and while it's developing, then there's something wrong. So I don't want to shame you. I don't want to attack you. I love you. I want you to see it, change your mind, and stand for these guys. Stand for us. Stand for the ones that aren't here. That's kind of how I see it. I'd love to hear what Antics has to say. I'd love to hear what Journey has to say.
Yep.
And I'd anyway, that's where I'm coming from.
Jamie, I love that. And that is what me and Audit and everybody preach when we go to the city fucking meetings. And we're like, hey, we all gave you a book. And we're going to always, for the next, guess what, 15 years or however long I keep until Scientology is destroyed and dissolved. We're going to keep being like, what chapter are you on? Like, that's the whole troll of the situation. We're going to be like, you chose to, we went out of our way. We got you books. You're not reading even anything about it, which means that you're not seeing the situation. When you start to get a little ounce of what Scientology manipulation is, whether it's through city, whether it's through, oh, I walked by you on the sidewalk and I saw you protesting. Oh, you were so sweet to me. You gave me water and I was just walking by. And then I said, oh, what are you drawing in that chalk? Like just simple shit like that. Literally people are like, oh, you got to read Jamie's book. Oh, you got to read the, Expert Witness by Jesse Prince. There's so many things where people are like, there is evidence. There are books, literally. Oh my God, I'm going to be so gross and do the books make booms. Well, good. We're making a lot of fucking booms. R.I.P. Jeff Hawkins. But R.I.P. Jeff Hawkins, but also books make booms. Good. Booms will be read. Like people, like Jamie, your book, whether you like it or not, whether people like it or not, your book is evidence. Jesse Prince's book is evidence to what Scientology does to human beings.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say differs from Jesse Prince, and again, this has nothing to do with me in the sense that the Child Exit book is a book about something that's impossible. It's impossible that a single child born and turned over this thing on the date of his birth grows up to be able to talk about it. It's a neurological impossibility. Okay.
Right.
I have a book coming out on an imprint of Penguin Random House in September called A Kid's Book About the Impossible. It's impossible, right? So again, I'm sure I need a read expert witness. I like watching Jesse in interviews, but again, this is a crime scene. The crime is the erasure of children. That's the primary crime. I don't know that book covers it. And so my focus is on, like if you rob a house and you steal a bunch of diamonds and you, vandalize the house, you vandalize it, so you peed on the house and you steal a bunch of diamonds, but then you murder someone. Do they talk about the fact that you stole the diamonds? Do they talk about the fact that you peed and vandalized the house? No, they focus on the murder. Okay, so what needs to be focused on, and again, I'm saying this as someone,
and Jamie, I feel like you'll love this. I don't know how much, I feel like you're so awesome and smart. I feel like kind of the major lingo of Scientology's language when they talk about gold base and all this.
Yeah, I took all that stuff out of it. Yeah.
And so what Jesse describes in here is literally how they fucking infiltrated the IRS and all, the whole Operation Snow White, but also the structure of the executiveness, once this order is given, it must follow.
It's a very important book. It's not.
Yes.
But it's not.
But
it's
so
not the
is
crime.
your book, and they're completely different.
Even if you look at Child X, what makes Child X so incredible, 80% of that story has nothing to do with me. If I put a twig in a river and it's being swept down the river, the story's crazy. 80% of what makes the story insane is just happening to this kid. That has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with me. And again, Jesse's book is context that explains the crime, but it's not the crime. But I'd love to know what Journey thinks.
Yes, Journey,
and I'd
your
love
dogs, and
I'd love to know. And I'd love to know what Antics think, and if Audit and Haggis want to weigh in, I want to hear what the others have to say. And people can disagree with me.
Are you sick of me, Jamie?
No, I get to talk to you. I know you. I don't ever get to talk to these guys. And
I'm so excited. That's why I brought you on. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna love this.
So I want to hear from Journey. I want to hear from Antics, and I want to hear from Audit and Haggis again.
Okay, we'll pick one first. God.
Journey, talk to her.
Go.
Hey, Jamie. So I reached out to you about the, now I'm blanking on your first book, resetting of the, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Forget it. But it's the reason why I got into this movement is because of my generation. Well, technically I'm a millennial, but I don't know how. I missed it by 2 years. My generation, and I went through hell as a kid. My grandfather was in the Navy, and would, for my mom, put on his white glove and go along in her room. And my mom, that's how she disciplined, through love. That's the only way I can explain it. I did everything wrong. And just all of the adults failed me when they were supposed to protect me, raise me, put me in this like protective bubble, instill morals and all this. They gave me everything but that. And to see industry claiming they're a church and failing all these kids, every single adult. And then when the kids become adults, they're not even protecting the kids. So it's this cycle that I got so pissed off at. And to answer your question, there are adults in this world that cannot see past themselves. And it's so infuriating. because my mom didn't hold an ounce of accountability for the things that happened to me as a kid. She even said twice that she wished I was never born, to my face. Just things were horrible as a kid. I wanted to take my life at 5 years old, 5 to 14, because it was horrendous. So, and it's like looking at a whole cult. It's like my situation and where whoever I met as an adult perpetrated on me, but the cult is like on acid experience from what I even went through.
You basically your situation was an individual situation, and that what you're saying is that this angers you so much because it's a system.
It's a system. Okay. And every single adult that was supposed to have the responsibility in charge of you or in charge of a whole universe of children did what? Perpetrated all on you, and didn't even, and is like just going off on their life like, I didn't know that was happening, or that we were told to do this.
I would even, Journey,
the hell?
I would even say that, honestly, Jamie, you'll agree with me, I already know. Mm-hmm. When I was a little tiny baby, a fucking child in the ATA across the blue buildings, when I was there, they had no perspective of, oh, this is what's happening to, and they had no perspective of that. You're already in the machine of,
right.
We were livestock. They were putting us in there
like warehouse livestock.
Yeah. Like an animal.
That's what it was.
Like, I don't remember when you reached out to me, and I don't know your name, but will you send me a message so I can see our?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, I sent it on Instagram a long time ago.
I don't know anybody's name. I don't know.
It's fine. Okay, but I'm just so interested in humanity and where the frack did we go? Because I'm losing faith in humanity at this point. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but for adults to not see past themselves and just be so selfish. And because I asked my mom just a simple question, why did we move so much? Her answer and reasoning is to make your life better. It was like, no, that's not why we moved. It's just, we moved every 2 years and we weren't even in the military.
Yeah.
That made no sense. But as an adult, I get to now ask questions. As a child, I had no opinion, no thought process.
Can I ask, like, it's so strange that, like, the military, like, in my world, from a little Sea Org cult baby, I would be asking Journey, like, Journey, why wouldn't they just tell you, hey, we're in the military. We have this. We have to do this, and we are
no. There's no reasoning. You have to follow directions.
But also, I do believe that there's some sort of deep, humane, I don't know, belief that where they're like, this isn't good. I don't want to let my own seed, my own baby, know about that they even have to be a part of this, or they're very much like, you better be a part of this, it's either military or not, or
this was in your spirit to mold you into what you need to be. Because I remember asking my mom as a young child, would my grandfather ever like me? And she said, it depends what you do with your life.
Right. Exactly. That's so nice that that they actually said that. At least.
Like, oh, okay, great.
It depends. I will like you. It only depends on what you do with your life. Like, so it took me forever to like get my mom even to that. Like, okay, mom. So like, you will still love me, mom, dad, whatever. I'm talking about my Sea Org family because I had no connection to my outside world, other family still to this day, because they're all frightened of Scientology. But not to make it about me, but we all have this. It's so extreme and so insane. It's so insane, intense. And Journey, you have a whole different thing away from Scientology, but it is the exact same manipulation. It's the exact same manipulation and like intensity of like, oh no, this is my family. I can't let them down. I need to be protect.
Oh, I had to be perfect. And I still got yelled at throughout. And it would be like, you know, when you're thinking, you're like, can't be that bad. It couldn't have been that bad. And you're trying to reason it out, certain situations. Some situations you're like, oh, that's a clusterfuck. I think we all
did that. Literally everybody on this panel, Jamie, everybody, we're all like, it's not that bad. Every single time something was horrendous, I'm like, oh, well, at least they're cleaning up my wounds.
Right. And so it was, my inner circle was so messed up that they were secretive with the whole family. They would pretend it was something else. That's why, for some reason, every time I like reading a Scientology story or something, I'm like, what the fuck? I know I didn't grow up in a cult, but this sounds awfully familiar. And then I'm just like, what the hell? On a whole industry level of just pumping out money, people, trafficking, abuse on like a whole nother level. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? No. Because I don't want to, I speak up for those that have lost their voice or still don't have a voice. Like, you know, because they're not here anymore or and that's why I was like, oh, hell no. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not this like trendsetter, but I have a voice and that's why I started all these investigations into Scientology and whatever I can do. But it's just so infuriating because some people just don't admit their wrongs or the situation. They kind of disassociate themselves like, oh, I was over here, even though they knew something or they just didn't want to know. Yeah. And that pisses me off.
You know, yeah.
Because you have children. Where the fuck are they?
Yeah. Antics, Antics, what do you think?
Yeah, Antics. Go ahead.
I lost track of the question.
The question was, I'm basically saying that the greatest crime, that the most important thing that's happened here in 70 years, the most important constant, the biggest crime this thing committed is the erasure and destruction of the child, the erasure of the child mind before it even had a chance to start. And that everything else to me is just context and a distraction. And so that's how I see it as somebody that is no longer erased. There's a lot of things I could put my attention on. I'm putting my attention on what I think is common sense. This is a crime scene. What was the biggest crime? If there's a murder and also they vandalize the house, they don't talk about the vandalizing of the house. They talk about the murder. So I just want you to hear what you think of my view.
I think.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt as well with that. With the aspect of the vandalizing the house, it's, to me, it goes deeper than that. Like a little child.
Of course, it goes deeper than that. But I'm just saying,
it's not about the house being vandalized or anything. It's like way before. And Jamie knows this. I'm just talking to the internet world.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it's way before the house even got vandalized or the murder or anything, like all of that. You know, so. That's all. Okay, back to Antics.
Yeah, I absolutely 100% agree with you. I think it's the greatest crime that they've done is stealing people's minds, stealing children's childhoods. You know, I got into this community just because of interest in cults, just because of my own life experience. I grew up an atheist in a very Southern Baptist state. And so I was always interested in religion and interested in cults. But what drew me to speak out was the childhood stories, was hearing stories of Laura's, for feeling Laura's pain as a mother, as someone who raised children and poured myself into those kids, and to see that you didn't have a hug, you didn't have, you didn't have a teddy bear at night to snuggle with, you weren't treated like people, you were treated like dirt, you were treated like clay that they could mold and abuse and make into bricks and turned into little soldiers and not given a childhood.
Daily basis.
That's what got me speaking out.
Yeah, on a daily basis. Everything you're saying, Antics, on a daily basis.
Yeah,
every
to
hour,
never,
every minute.
to never have a mother's love, to never have parental supervision even. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I couldn't agree with you.
And I can't help but repeat, I want everybody to remember this, and Jamie knows this, on a daily basis. This happened every minute of our day was approved. A CSW, whether, oh, well, so-and-so has a fever of 103. Should we send her to the hospital? Yes. L. Ron Hubbard, Dr. Dang said, send her to the hospital. Everything's in writing. Everything was approved. So literally the neglect was approved.
Your property like an animal or a slave.
It's horrifying to me.
Animal.
I know that's why Amy speaks out too. A lot of why Amy speaks out. It's horrifying as a mother that actually loved and cared for their children, that we would do anything for our kids. And for you not to have an advocate to fight for you, to care about you like that, it's just devastating to even hear about. I can't imagine living it.
It's so shitty. And I'm just such a fucking small molecule, like Jamie's gone through, Jamie and all of our family members. So I have my brother who's literally still going through it. Nobody helping. He's just rotting in his fucking mind. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I feel.
My brother,
such a good, beautiful soul, and he's rotting in his own mind because nobody's helping him get out.
Yeah.
Well, and then, gosh, I'm losing my track.
No, I mean,
it's not shocking to me at all that you had such a visceral reaction to finally getting your story out, and that you had such a physical crash from it when you wrote your book.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just amazing that you haven't gone mad.
Seriously.
I mean, I tell you, when I did that audio, I've done audiobooks before. When I did that audiobook, I didn't even know what it was. I walked out of there after 5 days feeling like somebody had been spinning me around in a merry-go-round. It was like a fever dream. It was a really, it's been a very, I'm just wanting people to know that in order to do this, I've had to put myself through a tremendous amount of physical and mental anguish. And I'm not saying that in some sort of melodramatic way. I'm just being realistic, and I don't talk about it, and I probably should, because it's real. Yeah. And when you write something like that and it reads like a psychological thriller, people go, "Oh, it's like he's a hero's journey," and it's like he's like a hero. And there is no hero's journey here, really. I'm mauled. I am mauled.
Well, and how many children?
Yeah, and so and I just want to say this to you guys. Like, I don't know, Haggis, where are you? Are you in Copenhagen? Are you in Scotland? Where are you? Where? Yeah, you're muted now. Are you?
Yeah. I'm in Toronto.
Okay, you're in Toronto. Where are you, Antics? Are you allowed to say with your code names?
Yeah, I'm Georgina McPhee on the Collins, by the way, and I would really love
badass.
I would really love to have a follow-up call-in with you where you say, "Hey, did you read my book? Did you see this?"
Oh my God! Such a valid point, Antics.
Send me a message.
You have to,
that would be
not to overload everybody with my loud vocal right now, but StreamYard is going to allow me to be the main speaker. So that is the best idea ever. I literally can be like, "Hey, Jamie's on the phone with me right now as part of my public comment." Like, it's more like, "Hey, and you could say whatever you want, Jamie. You could literally be like, "Hey, we wrote this book," and you could say, "I'm still fucking healing, and this is the first book of the shit that, like, never, like, look at me. No other child is doing books like this that was born and raised in this shit."
Tell them how much longer the book would have been if you put everything in, that you had to edit it way back. And I think it'd be invaluable to have you come back and say something.
Oh my God.
I'm happy to. I mean, listen, that's one thing I wanted to say about you guys is like, you know, I didn't make some plan to do that and be
Not at
be
all.
an activist or an advocate. Whenever I do anything,
Not at all. Neither did I.
Yeah, when I do
Jamie.
anything, like, what goes on in my mind is like, I'm gonna dip in, do this thing, and then dip out. I don't want to be living in the trauma for the rest of my life.
We don't.
You know.
Recycling.
But I'll tell you what turned my head around, and I really mean this. I'm not saying it to be nice. The one thing where I went, maybe I need to rethink about how I approach this, how much I'm willing to say, and how much I'm willing to do. It was you activists that were never involved with it, being willing to stand for us. I'd never seen that before my whole life. No one had ever stood for us. The only times anyone's ever stood for us is you guys right now.
Yep.
You Haggis, you Journey, you Audit, you Antics. And I decided if you guys, I hate doing this stuff. Right.
Yeah. Me too. It's so
embarrassing. I mean, I have to go to I have to go to social events now.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Like, you know, with the I have to go to social events now, and it's like, oh, there's the Scientology guy. You know, that's not something that I want. You know, I was wanting to hide that. You know, not wanting to do that. So I just want you to know that one of the primary reasons that I'm here and doing more than I intended to do, staying here, continuing to be an advocate, is because I thought, okay, if these guys are going to stand with us and no one's ever stood for us before, I'm going to help. I'm going to help. I'm going to try to be part of it. And so I really mean that. I think I've said that before in certain ways, but it's not just something that I say. I've said that privately. Like when I started to see you guys protest around the world, I just couldn't believe it. It was emotional for me. It gave me, I almost cried.
Same.
Well, I want to say to you that my mother's heart loves you. You have love from us, and you are so much stronger than you know. The fact that you survived, you are amazing. You're strong. You've got this. And I love you. And I just want to send you love. I want to give you all a hug.
I appreciate it. And what I just want to do is say to you guys, thank you. And, you know, I can't require anything of you, but I hope you keep going.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Because you guys, you know, you got.
And guess what, Jamie? We will. And how many times, not to be vulnerable and private and rude out loud, but like so many times we've had cute little moments where we've talked and like hung out and been able to like really just say quick little things about stuff. And you're like, what's happening with City Hall? Like, is that really helping? I just love that you really fucking care, that you're like, okay, so like Lara, but like, what's like, I love that Jamie comes to me. He's like, for real though. Cause he knows that I'm like, I'm not wasting my fucking time. I'm a rocker. I would rather be singing on a fucking stage, enjoying my life. Like, and so like when he's like, all right, so is this important? I'm like, yes, it's important. This is the front. Like, so it's just really cool. I strongly I appreciate people who are amazing artists who think that like, oh, Lara's just trying to do this thing. And they're like, oh, why is she trying to do it? Okay, I'll do it just because I love her. Fine. Do it just because you love me. But what happens is what I'm doing is a bigger path, and it has such a big, nothing is about me alone. Nothing. Everything I'm doing is about everybody else. That's what's so crazy. So like, I really appreciate you, Jamie, even if you feel like, okay, I'm just coming in.
No, I can tell how selfless you are. And I just want you to know, and I'm going to say it again, and I'll probably keep saying it. If you, Haggis, Audit, Journey, Antics weren't doing what you're doing, I promise you, I would have like done the thing and I'd already be gone working on the next thing.
It's way bigger.
Yeah,
it's
but because you guys are there, it also there's unity. You know, we're stronger in numbers.
Exactly.
You know, and one of the things that Laura said to me that like really turned my head around on it, and I'll give you and some of the others all the credit in the world, is No, when I asked her that question, she's like, no, they're not giving them the permits anymore because of audits showing up at these meetings all the time and presenting evidence, and presenting documents, and the off-duty cops aren't providing security for them anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I was like,
no,
really?
no.
Are you kidding me? And so when I heard that,
and then I remember when I went in, when I said, but also, Jamie, we want to revoke the L. Ron Hubbard way and bring it back to North Brendo. You got really excited about that. You were like, fuck yeah.
Because it was North Brendo when I was a kid.
That way.
Yeah.
It needs to go back.
When I was a kid, yeah.
And we understand it as like, haha, Dave Miscavige would hate that, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, legally, why it's so important is that Scientology is a gang. They are a manipulative gang, and somehow we have to prove that legally to the courts. And so that's what we're doing.
Jeffrey Epstein Street.
Yeah.
Literally, like what?
Yeah. Charles Manson way. That's right.
That's right. That's what audit. That's what antics do.
Like maybe people are finding some,
Georgina, make sure to send me a message on Georgina and Journey. Make sure to both send me a message on Instagram. Please don't forget. Okay.
Yes.
I want to talk to you guys.
Journey, please do that.
And then,
I don't think I answered your question. I'm in San Diego.
You're in San Diego. I know audits in LA.
Yeah.
And then, do you guys ever get together? Do you guys ever get together in person, or is this like this whole crew of freedom fighters?
I went to Copenhagen and visited Miriam with Irish, and I met Bianca and Samuel and Balazs, and we all rented an Airbnb together. And
I love it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we spent like
crazy.
several days.
I love Bianca. She's dope.
She's beautiful. She's beautiful.
And to add to that, I was in the Sea organization in Clearwater with Bianca. She was an LRH host, and I was in CMO-CW, and then I was also an HCO. And both times she knew me as in CMO and HCO.
Okay, so I'm going to translate what you just said. We were both some bullshit, made up Lord of the Flies executives that you don't really understand.
You already know that.
Okay, and yeah.
I was in the high definition of the Gorgor Galactic of Sea-Doo. Go well, Lord. Anyway, but
I went to LA and I met Laura and I met Audit. I met Tori and I met Angry Gay Pope.
I've met Antic. I've literally met Antics. I feel like I've met Journey, but I haven't.
I'm in Northern California.
I feel like I've definitely met Haggis.
And are you, Journey, are you a protester? What's your mode of advocacy? What do you do?
So I've been to the Sacramento org, and I've done deeper dives into the people in there. One of the main guys I found had been or still is the regional California whatever of Stan League. And so I blasted him, and so he knows my face. He's really pissed off when he sees me. Everybody else is like, wave. And they called the cops on me because they said my hello was threatening.
Wow.
I've been to the San Francisco org, but I feel my investigative, I didn't know I had investigative skills, but I could find things. And so I've sent it to Audit LLA, Laura, and Mona and everything. I have not been brave enough to call in. I feel like I would get too emotional and, long pauses and be like, your time's up.
Wait. I want to pause everybody really quick on that. When you call in, they give you 1 minute, no matter, you could be like, boogala, 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 for 1 minute. They give you 1 minute public comment. So, on that note, you could be like, I'm so sorry, I'm nervous. This is the first time I called in, but I feel like it's important that I have to just say, stop giving Scientology permits in Los Angeles. We're so sick of it. We don't want it. They use it for recruitment and abuse. That's all you have to say. You can say, and I yield back my time, which means you're giving more time to the public. That's it.
Honest dogs.
I yield back my time, and that's it. You could just say Scientology is a fucking cult. Stop abusing them. Stop giving them permits, and allow the community of L. Ron Hubbard Way to go back to North Berendo Street, so it's not a cult-controlled gang organization. Whatever. Like,
it took me a while to get comfortable to be on YouTube, so I just need to just get over.
It's not just you. You're just being so sweet, like letting us know, like, hey, it feels scary to do this. And
how do you guys see yourselves? Like Haggis, Audit, Antics, Journey. Are you guys protesters? Are you activists?
I think of myself. I think of myself as an advocate for kids.
Okay.
I consider myself an advocate.
I love this
mostly
question,
an advocate.
By the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, Audit.
I mean, but I'm an advocate and a journalist. I feel like I'm a journalist and an advocate.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Wait. Audit. Wait.
Oh, I feel like I'm an advocate and a journalist, even though my channel is very small. But I feel like I also do a lot behind the scenes. I'm trying to educate and bring knowledge to what's really going on, because this is like my passion. This fight is, and you don't have to worry about me. I mean, if I'm stopping, it's because if something happened to me, because this is my life's passion at this point. I am so devoted and dedicated to it. But I also feel like when I go to social parties, I also get that, oh, here's that Scientology lady again, so I get that all the time. And you know what? It's a badge of honor, because I know what I'm fighting for. I know who I'm fighting for. But the problem is, I think that, there's two big crimes. The crime of the century, is what's happening in Scientology to the children. Also, Epstein Island, they're like the two big things. But the other crime is the fact that they were able, for the people to not know, somehow, there's this veil over everyone's eyes. And it's not that they're intentionally guilty, but how has this happened? How has it been happening? How is it continuing to happen in 2026? It's unbelievable to me. So I will shout it out on the rooftops. In my personal life, everyone is getting educated. The government's getting educated. Everyone's getting educated. And that's the point. We just have to bring awareness. But I do think, looking at Epstein, it's funny that all came out right now. And to find the temperature and where we're at is, how angry do we get as a country, or as different countries, with what's happening with Epstein? And then as they find out about what happened in Scientology, how angry, how mad are people going to get to where they say, this is not going to happen again. That's the last group of kids that's ever going to suffer through that. Things are going to change.
It's not only that, it's that all of I would say quickly and easily, all of these fucking Epstein files, any pedophilia rings, all these here's a new cult that was exposed and they were doing all the shit. It's the same mechanism. Scientology is the fucking king of it, because they aren't being exposed. They're not getting their shit.
But that's my point. But my point is, if as a nation, we're not demanding heads on a platter for how our children are being abused and used and discarded and treated like this, then we're in a very sick place. I have not given up on humanity, because in my opinion, I see everybody. Well, we don't know yet, because it's still in a process.
No, I'm just saying, we know humanity is in a sick place. What I am saying though, is literally people, and people's books like Jamie's and Jenna Miscavige's, all of these books are literally permanent information. Yeah. And I feel bad that I can't write a book and I can't have it. But at the same point, Jamie makes a point about what it means for one child's mind. So there's so many other minds, but he never went to how he was feeling as his own human self. Oh, yeah. He was just saying this was the perspective of what was going on.
But you're missing my point. You're missing my point. I agree with all that. No,
I'm not missing it.
Right. My point is, is that we need to see what the temperature is, because they should be reading his book, Jamie's book, and being furious. And we should be getting so many more people storming the gates of City Hall saying, this is not going to happen ever again. Make this stop now. That's what I'm saying. What is going to wake up people to see it?
Your point. I am definitely getting your
Because I agree with everything you said.
The reason.
That's literally why I go to the city hall to
listen.
I'm not talking you and me. I'm talking about these people.
We are going to City Hall and the police commission tomorrow morning.
That's you and me. That's you and me and us.
I really
I'm
do.
talking about the greater
no, but what
populace.
I'm saying is,
we
if
always fight
people
like this.
do
We're not
call
fighting. But
in, when people and when if they can call in and they can just say what we described, just call in. Like if you can do that, it makes mine and audit's job that what everybody's job. We're all trying to do the same fucking thing.
Who can call in?
But don't do the police one in a way, because the police one, you'll never get in. You'll be discouraged. Do public works. It's really easy.
Doesn't matter. I want people to know
part.
that they should be waiting in line, and they know.
Okay.
They need to know the rejection. They need to feel
and one thing I will say is that what makes Child X important, other than just the sheer unlikeliness of the survival, right? Just from a biological and neurological standpoint, it's a little scary to think about. If I were to, I talk to neuroscientists, every once in a while, these neuroscientists, psychiatrists reach out to me, they read the book, and they say things to me like, do you realize that to be functionally illiterate at 20, for pretty much 100% of the time when that happens, that's it. That's what you don't go on and do much beyond that. It's not from just a biological standpoint. It's very improbable. It's a statistical anomaly. And so what makes Child X important to me is the fact that it's stripped of all of the jargon. So this Child X is a report on a crime. It is a crime scene. It is me writing up my life as a crime scene. And because it is stripped of the jargon and the lingo, I think that you can't really see it when you're saying, no offense, Laura, LRH, host, Commodore, Messenger, Cadet Org, ATA, like all that stuff, makes it really hard to say. The ATA was a slum out of code office building where we just hurt ourselves with a dirt patch in the back exposed to the sun, a front parking lot exposed to the sun. There was no Cadet Org. There was us walking around these
camp.
So I think that one of the things it's important about Child X is that people have not been able to see it because the jargon hides it. And Child X is the only book that says, hey, this is what this really was. Okay. And I hope every future book does that.
Jamie, can I add this? Can I just say something?
Yeah. Wait.
When your book, let me get this out. Let me get this out. Let me get it out.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Don't make haggis bash you.
Yeah. No chocolate in the mail for you. Okay. When I was putting together the website and I asked Nora and Laura and those guys to give me their story. Nora gave me her story, and then you were bringing the book out and she was reading the book, and I believe she was talking to you at the same time, and she said, don't publish it yet, let me revise it. And I think from talking to you, she took the jargon out and she used proper English to explain so that people would understand.
Yeah, it's such an important thing that you're saying, Haggis, because the jargon was used to control us. Hey, T, it's good to see your face. The jargon was used to control us. And when we continue to use the jargon, believe it or not, we continue to work for L. Ronald. We do. We're perpetuating his thought control. So yeah. I wish that you would make it a requirement, of people. I really do think that if you grew up in this thing, it's such a hard thing to explain, but if you grew up in this thing, you would understand it, that the only way these kids will ever see what happened to them, or even begin to see it, is if they have to describe or tell their story without using L. Ronald's words. You cannot see your own story using L. Ronald's words because the Cadet Org didn't exist. The ATA didn't exist. There's no such thing as an LRH. All these terms, like they keep you from seeing what was done to you. It's really hard to explain, but it's I think you should try it. I think you should like talk to somebody, get them to write their story, and then as an experiment, say, hey, can you resubmit your story and just strip all the names of the locations out and all the hubbardies out and make it so that any like a 2-year-old could understand it in regular English, and then ask them, did that change the way you see your story? Because right now, you know, one of the things that I, you know, again, like my latest thing in the last month, this thing of the erasure of the child and really seeing my life as a crime scene, that's only in the last month. The book has been out 6 months, and like, it's only coming clear to me now. Oh my God, this was a crime scene. I didn't even realize I was doing it with Child X, but by stripping the language out, I was basically reporting. I was writing a knowledge report on a crime, on a crime scene, right? So anyway, that's my
and
take.
honestly, Jamie, like when me and Audit would go bring your book to the police, you know, commission, which is it's not the police, like, oh, police officers, it's the commission, it's the board that runs the ethics of the police commission. You know what I mean? So it's like very HCOMAA.
She's speaking the language to me, right? Yeah. Exactly. She knows like what that means to me. She's being, you know, there's not like, it's not subtle. Like she just hit me in the face with a 2x4 to explain it to me. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jamie, can I ask you a question?
Wait. Let me finish my train of thought. So we literally, like, Jamie, I can't tell you. And I wish I had a book that I could be like, and now I have a book.
Write a song. Write more songs about it.
Every book. I do
your songs are your books.
And my music, you're right. But like, I literally am like the expert witness. Jamie, you haven't read
it. If I could have your voice and your ability to write melodies, I'll trade you. I'll trade you for Oh Darling. Okay.
So, but what I'm saying though, like T, this little angel babe, me and T put this freaking this saves my voice so that I have more voice to go record awesome songs, right? This pamphlet. Oh, I realized my freaking QR code is covering up my whole passionate speech here. Hold on, let me move my QR code so that you guys don't feel like you need to donate to me immediately.
Hey, T.
How do I? Oh, there we go. Hi. So look, T. Wait, T. I love you so much, but can I criticize one thing? Not even criticize, but like, I didn't want to bug you.
Lara, I'm sorry, I muted myself. I was waiting for you to send me loads of stuff and you didn't. I was like, what's going on?
Hey,
I was like, because she would literally was thinking, you know what, I'm going to move now.
Can I tell you guys something absolutely amazing?
Yes, I just don't like that.
Can I borrow these?
You guys,
I don't like that I can't see your face because the logo, there is in your way.
Let me tell you guys something that happened that was so amazing for me.
Okay,
you know, in September, I got invited to Armenia, to the state of Armenia, to the government, to the capital of Armenia, to present to their highest ministers. It's the first time I've ever been invited by a government to present to their highest ministers on the biology of trauma, the shots, the reset, but also Daniel Amen's work.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was crazy. I went to, and they paid for my trip, and I presented at their greatest. It was crazy.
That's wild.
Okay, it was great. Yeah, and when I was there, you know, I was tired. I was beat up. I was so exhausted from all of the
time change, everything.
The book had just come out in July. The book had been out about 6 weeks, and I was just physically just beaten to hell. And I was in Armenia, and that's when I got the text message from Laura that showed Child X the way you guys were giving it out with like the goldenrod inside it. Yeah. And I got to tell you, that moment of being in the hotel room in Yerevan and seeing that, it was like Popeye with spinach, man. It gave me it just filled my heart.
That means a lot to at least. Yes. I know that means no, that means a lot to all of us, not just me and Audit and T and everybody.
Because I
Your
was like
book
out
is
of my
part of the
environment.
public record. It's part of the public record. Officially, like your book is
Not
not just
only
a book.
that, but like,
It's part of an
yes.
official public record of the city of LA with numerous different commissions and meetings. Like it's in like so it's part of it. So that's like
Jamie,
amazing.
it literally is part of public record, which is
Part of
so
public
cool.
record.
If I had a book, I would be like, oh my God, I love that. But also, and I already told Jamie, Jamie's like, that's so cool. And then the other thing is that we were, Jamie, I made Jamie just he was kind of like, oh, I know. Like, it's so uncomfortable for somebody to be like, please read my book. Here's a message of why you should read my book. But somehow his genius little cute little artist ass fucking wrote golden, like enough where it's just enough on a goldenrod paper. I literally, actually, let me get the book that I have. But it literally was a goldenrod paper and goldenrod, a wink, wink. You know why, guys? Goldenrod SPs. So we open it up and it says, from Jamie is a whole note from him saying, please take a chance and just like read this book. Like, it's just so dope.
I wrote that from my hotel room in Yerevan, Armenia.
Yeah. I was like, do it in 20 minutes. Thank you. Good job. Yeah. Literally.
Please do what Antic said, please, and come back and say, oh, have you read my book yet? Or how far are you along in reading my book? And where's your outrage, by the way?
You guys, unless I have a conflict, anytime you guys invite me, I will support you.
Thank you. Because that's my point earlier, and maybe my question for you, Jamie, is like, I want to educate, but I also want to get outraged. I want people to get outraged. Like we're all a cluster here, as a community, we're all outraged, but how do we get the people out there who are just living their daily lives and they know Scientology is weird.
I'll tell you,
they're learning.
I kept my answer. Well, do what you're doing because you're being effective, at least in helping in LA. So continue to do what you're doing. But to me, the way to get people to get on board is this is a crime scene. And there's lots of crimes that have been committed. People, they stole the diamonds, they vandalized the house. They committed every crime. They raped the children. Okay. But the greatest crime and the most consistent crime is the complete and utter erasure of the child mind and destruction of children through a system. That is the main crime that's committed here. If you focus on the erasure and destruction of a child before it even has a chance to think, I think that we get even people, we can communicate that. I think that's what really, really disables it. Like if you look at what happened to the Catholic Church, it's a fraction of what it was. What changed that? I mean, compared to what it was in 1980, what do they have? 60% of the people going to mass that they did in 1980. What changed? Those guys in Boston, that Spotlight crew, they made a movie about it. It's called Spotlight with Michael Keaton. They did this deep, long 5-year, 3-year investigative dive on what was done to children. When people understood what this thing had done on a scale to children, it was over. Okay. And there's all this distraction, Xenu and contact assist and the fucking bull bait. And there's all this stuff that we talk about. But, I've lost so many friends, and I'm going to say something, and I really mean it. And I want to get Teed away in on this is I really felt like that last year with what happened, like ending up in the hospital and what I went through emotionally. I'm just going to share something I've never shared publicly. I had every symptom of post-traumatic stress. Anxiety was in my bones in ways you can't even understand. Paranoia, hypervigilance, hyperarousal, lack of sleep. Everything that a child would be chasing you, the biological injury, trauma. The one thing that I didn't ever experience that's a major symptom of trauma is depression. That changed 3 months before the book came out till about September to right before I left for Armenia. So for about 4 months, I went through, for the first time in my life, a depression. And I didn't understand. I was going to the social worker going, what is happening to me? And it changed me, because even when you experience that for an hour, I don't know if any of you have dealt with it. I'm sure you have. it feels like it's going to last forever. It changed the way that I looked at the world, because I never knew when people said I feel depressed. I didn't really know what that was. I know what anxiety is. Okay. So the social worker was saying to me, I don't know, you had it before, it's probably temporary. It felt like it was going to last forever. Even when it would come in for 10 minutes, I was like, this feels eternal. And I really felt like during that period, I mean, because I'm me again, I can say it now. I felt like I might die. This, having told of what they did to my physical body, like that really happened to a child. Okay. Yep. And talking about it and talking about the friends that I've lost, like this could kill me. Like I felt that
yep.
mentally compromised
yep.
and physically compromised. I ended up in the emergency room. I had this symptom. I have a friend that's a doctor, the doctor that came with me, Armenia, that does the shots here in Portland. I went to his clinic, okay, to say, hey, I'm kind of feeling a little weird. He kind of did some things, ran some tests. He goes, you need to go to urgent care. Okay, so I go to urgent care and they're like, okay, what's going on? And they ran some tests. They're like, you need to go to the emergency room. Like, this is real, right? And when, right before it started to get better, right before in Armenia, after I've been living in this hell for 4 months, right? I started to experience like this grief. I started to have these realizations, and the grief was that I was just grieving how much time I had spent not connected to myself and not connected to others because of I was hiding what had been done to me. I didn't want anyone, like no one wants to know that, the world to know that their body was abused in that way. I still don't want people to know that. It was a trick. Like there was a trick of the mind, because I am someone that people had treated for 20 years like I'm the most self-possessed person. Like people come to me because I'm self-possessed. So I thought I was self-possessed. But the reality was that this thing of hiding my double life, this thing of hiding being connected to this sci-fi cult and what it did to a baby body, was keeping me not only disconnected from myself, but disconnected from others. And I was grieving that. And it was in my body, like I was in pain. And I still have some soft tissue injury from that. I'm not totally healed, but I'm me again, and I'm pretty much healed. When I started to have that realization of that maybe the depression is me grieving, spending these decades disconnected from others and disconnected from myself, only then did the depression start to dissipate. That's when it started to lift. And so, I turn it over to T. When I say about this thing about the erasure of the child, like the Child X is a report on a crime scene, and that is the crime, the erasure of the child. That is the most important crime that's occurred here, because it was done to the most people, and it's the most significant crime. Like, again, if you come across a murder scene, they broke the house, they raped somebody, they did this, they did that, there's all these things, but they left 4 dead bodies. You're not talking about, hey, they vandalized and stole food out of the refrigerator and they just happened to kill some people. All they're talking about are the dead bodies. The smoking gun here is the erasure of the child mind. And I really do believe that is what needs to be focused on, the erasure of a child before it has any agency. T, I'd love to know your thoughts. You have a child.
Yeah, but as well as that, I mean, I'm actually going through a period of depression at the moment. Just seems to be ongoing things. But I have also I've grieved for the childhood that I should have had or never had. And quite recently as well, I discovered about 1.5 years ago that I have abandonment issues that I didn't realize I had. And those abandonment issues had led on for me to have certain maladaptive behaviors and make choices in my life that has, do you know what I mean? If I had never had the abandonment, you kind of grieve for the life that you should have had. And I think knowing the root cause, has definitely helped. But yeah, I am stuck in a rut at the moment, so probably. But yeah, I get what you mean. It's
okay. Well, one thing that I will say is I look at that period of depression, for me at least, it was a gift. And the reason it was a gift is because I can understand other people better now. So all I can say is, I hope you just reach out and talk to, like, the best medicine is always talking to other people that have been through what you've been through.
Definitely.
But address my question, and we should talk more on the phone, but address my question on the erasure. I just want to know your opinion on that. Am I getting it wrong?
I completely agree with what you say. It's the erasure of a child's mind. Like, I'm not, I'm not the best at putting things into words.
Yeah.
It's just like, how dare they? Who the fuck do they think they are to be able to want to do that? Or I don't get it. I'll never get it. And I spend a lot of time trying to kind of educate people. Not to say educate, that sounds really arrogant. But trying to plant seeds. And to Scientologists, I speak to a lot of currently in Scientologists, and I will message them. I spend hours talking to them and, building up a relationship with them, and then saying, well, what about this, And quite a lot of the time they'll say, I've never really thought about it that way. I think they're just so deep in the brainwashing. They don't see what's happening to them and what's being done to these children. But I agree. Like, the worst, children didn't ask to be born, and then they are born and they're not treasured and cherished like they should be. My life is my son, and I can't imagine anyone. It gets me really upset to think about it. And there needs to be way more focus on the kids, absolutely, and way more validation for the adults that have been through that as children, for sure. Yeah. Sorry if I'm crapping things into words. I'm really sick at the moment as well.
No, it's okay. All right,
I got dressed for you.
Anyway, Laura's gone. I'm tired. I should probably go. I just want to thank you guys again. And then, if there's ever, hey, Laura, I'm going to take off. Okay.
Love you. Thank you so much, Jamie.
Yeah,
seriously.
But, if there's ever anything I can do, if you need me for something, unless I have a conflict, I will, I'll try to show up for you guys, Okay. And okay.
Everybody's awesome. And Jamie, thank you so much. And
thank you.
Like, everybody has their own fingerprint. They do their own thing. They share what they can. People don't share what they like. I'm sure a lot of people wish we could have a lot more people sharing more shit. And so, like, everybody goes at their thing and they do their thing. And so
thanks for inviting me last minute. And this is a treat. Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Jamie, so much. Love you so much.
There's a question for Jamie.
There's a question, Jamie.
Yeah, question.
Oh.
Says scroll up. Question, Jamie. How did you get to the level of understanding about what happened to you as a child? Was it realization over time, therapy, your studies?
I mean, it's such a great question. And
oops, this is a big one.
I mean, I think that I have spent my life as a curious person. It's funny. I have a friend that's a really successful publisher, and he is the publisher of a kid's book about the impossible, which comes out in September, on an imprint of Penguin. And he I just did an interview with him, and he titled, and it was a long interview about a lot of things, but he had titled he shocked me by what he called the interview, called Curiosity as a Weapon Against Shame. Can I read to you what this guy wrote? It really, I cried when I read it because I never
Yes.
saw
I love that
I
you were
literally
like-
cried when I read this because I never,
He was gonna leave us.
I
and
never
that-
saw myself this way. And I've known this guy for 15 years. He is a very, very well-known person here. You know, he won the Eleanor Roosevelt Bravery in Literature Award, where they flew him to New York, and he got the award alongside of Judy Blume at 40 years old. He's a very special guy as a publisher. And I've known him for 15 years, and, you know, he's never really, he's never told me how he felt about me or his life. And I did this interview, and then he wrote this intro and to the interview and published the interview on his Substack. Can I read this to you guys?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to read you the intro because I didn't know he was going to write an intro. I just thought he was going to publish the interview. And so he sent me the interview last week, right when he published it. It came out on the 17th. And I read it and I was shaking because I didn't know that he saw me this way. I'm always thinking that people are seeing me as this like victim that, sort of walked over glass and fire and is somehow still standing. But this is what he wrote. He wrote, at the top it says, curiosity is a weapon against shame. And then he wrote, you've never quite met anyone like Jamie Mustard, I promise. His life story simply sounds made up. Handed over as a baby to the cult of Scientology, he was raised as a youth paramilitary member, working to do nothing less than save the world. But with little to no contact with his own mother, surrounded by poverty and squalor, he wasn't afforded physical touch or attention unless it was abject abuse, something he faced on a daily basis. Almost dying multiple times because of conditions, he found a lifeline in his grandmother, someone who noticed he not only needed help, but a path for a future. Jamie would go from poverty and illiteracy to attending the London School of Economics and paving his own path into art, music, and a career as an author. I told you, you've never met anyone quite like Jamie Mustard. I'm proud to have worked with Jamie on a kid's book about the impossible coming out later this year, and even more grateful to call him a friend. Here is my interview with Jamie. I never framed my life like that and never thought anybody saw me like that. I've just seen myself as somebody that's had the shit kicked out of them that keeps going. So
you are.
yeah. So anybody, I don't know who just asked that question. Please send me a message and I'll send you this article. I'll send you this interview. I think it's a very important interview. So whoever, if you want me to truly answer that question, I think I answer it in this article. That's really what this curiosity is a weapon for shame. Rather than try to explain it on the show, send me a message and I will send you this article. Okay. And anybody else that's listening or anybody that's on the panel that would like to see the full interview, send me a message and I'll send it to you. But I'm really in the process right now of reframing my entire life. That's really what I'm going through. Again, I thank you guys. I love you guys. There are no words to describe what it means for me that you're standing up for us, and that you had no dog in the fight. Okay. And it's what keeps me going. So I don't want to be emotional, but I thank you guys. And I really, really mean it. It's not just something I say. I see you every day. And it's a thing. It's a big, big thing when your entire history and all your friends have been erased, to have these people come out of nowhere and say, we see you. It's a thing. Okay. Thank you guys. All right.
Cheers, Jamie.
All right. Bye.
Love you, Jamie. Thank you so much.
I gotta go to bed.
All right. Love you. Sweet dreams, little angel babe. See you soon.
Love you guys.
Bye,
Have a great one.
Chat to you later.
Bye.
Oh my God, T, thank you so much. How cool was that?
I'm so sick. Sorry, and I'm like crying. I
knew it. I was like, wait.
I'm sorry, T.
It's because I haven't been able to sleep. and I get really emotional.
Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. I love you.
But you know,
speak your mind.
Jamie and all of you guys are so incredibly brave, and it's actually, and I feel like I always make it about me, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to, but it's actually given me the courage.
That's my number one problem. Whatever you're saying is about the whole community, so don't feel that way. Whatever you're saying,
absolutely,
you're an empath. You're literally an empath. Whatever you're saying is about all of us. So go ahead.
Exactly. Don't feel like
I never know how to put things into words. It's so frustrating not being able to like vocalize what I want to say because I'm feeling it in my heart and I just don't know how to get it out. But it is a gift, and this community is a gift, and for everyone. And we're all here for a reason because we can feel something, or we can resonate with things, and becoming friends with Miriam Francis and seeing what a fucking warrior she is and all of that. I actually I came forward and opened my own historical abuse case from 26 years ago. I was severely abused, and it gave me the strength and the inspiration to go to the police. And it's fucking hard speaking out. I had to do the whole, like, in detail on the phone, face to face, and then record it. And it's not easy, it's not easy. So I get
oh my God,
some of where he's coming from and stuff, and that's like nowhere near what you guys have been through, like fucking programs since birth.
No, wait, T, don't say that because it's the same thing.
It's not former Olympics, what they say, but
no. But it's the same thing. Like what we went through is the same mental abuse and physical abuse that everybody went through, and that is why they call it child abuse. And because when you're under the age of 18 in America and you think it's okay to fucking soldierize, what if that's a word, soldierize your kid or a family member or a group to believing that what they're doing is just what's best for the planet.
So
like
ridiculous.
Whether that means somebody gets away with pedophilia, rape, abuse, illegal financial funds, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
And so
I just wish I could just give everyone a massive big, like, real life hug.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
One day.
Oh my gosh. Right,
Hey, Nora.
Journey, I know you want to hug T really bad.
We need a big group hug. We do. I love you, Journey. I miss doing lives with you. We used to do lives a lot, and
I know
investigation with our Uganda thing, and it was fucking Still haven't. We're not going to hear what's going to happen with that.
Awesome little spy.
We went to the FBI about it, Lara. We fucking wrote. Did you?
No,
did
I
you
know. I know. Oh my god.
But they said they can't tell us. This is the thing with the FBI. They can't tell you. What did you say, Joni? You said they can't tell you the outcome or whether.
Since it's an open investigation, they cannot talk about it or tell us when it's done. Like if they're no longer investigating.
Which is totally true, because when we and Valerie and everybody went to the FBI and reported our story, we all individually had to have our own story, our own thing. They would call and they'd be like, "Hey, wait there," and we had to talk. And so there's somebody that, there's definitely somebody. I don't know how it was for you guys, but it was definitely like I spoke to somebody that I knew I can continue to keep contacting, that I can keep giving information.
Okay, you didn't even get that though, did you, Jenny? Did you get? But she went down there and she was like,
I went down there.
She went down there. No, I feel like
I literally went to the facility.
She went in with information, but because she wasn't the victim or the person, there's a very limit. Like,
no, it didn't matter because it was on a federal level. I had to prove to the security person that it was a federal crime. You wanted we went through this whole thing because I'm like, dude, I went in overalls. And I probably looked way younger than I did, but I was like, okay, I'm here. I need to report this. There's all this information. but it was on my phone and I couldn't bring my phone in. And I'm like, I have to do this for memory. And to get into the door, I had to prove it was a federal, not a regular crime. And so he was so snarky to me. He was literally like, and how is that not a police problem, not my problem? And I'm just like, okay. And then I'm on my phone and I'm scrolling. I'm like, give me something, because this a-hole won't let me through the door to talk to an actual officer. I'm talking to the security guard. Right. And then, I mean, you know, literally there's a glass. And then I finally go, you know what? And I just like calm down, straight up handle it. It's been a while. It's been like a year and a half. But I said exactly, you know, just start from finish. Not my opinion, actual facts. And it's literally a an online scam crime, which is FBI. So he's like, that's an FBI crime. Give me your ID. And I was like, God. And he's like, sorry, I had to be hard on you because they train for this. They're going to be a lot harder on you. And I'm like, great.
You're still doing
no tissue paper on my side of the wall. I was like, am I going to cry? Like, what is this? Because it looked like an interrogation room.
Oh, Journey, I forgot to tell you, I found out as well. So she's still doing her shit, right?
See, you gotta turn your mic up a little bit because we're so loud and you're so soft and cute.
Okay. I don't know how to do it. It's up. I'll go really close. Is that better?
You go. Oh my God, no, that's perfect. There you go.
So she's still doing it. Anyway, I go through like archives and old forums, everything to try when I do all my investigating. And I found Cece, and she was talking in a blog, like one of Tony Ortega's things from years ago. I can't remember what article or what year it was. And she mentioned the person, I won't say the name, and that she knew her and she scammed her as well. And I'm like, oh my God, and now she's gone, and we would have been able to get loads of information from her all this time.
Well, we could still report it. You could still send it in. Did you ever do that, like see something, whatever, online to report it there too?
Reporting internet crime thing. Yeah.
I would add it to that in case it's still open.
I screenshotted it, and then my computer like completely shat itself, and I lost everything.
The guy literally gave me a piece of paper and slid it through the little hole. Like, I literally could not be in the same room as this investigator, FBI agent. But
like a criminal, weren't you? You felt like a criminal.
Yeah, I had to go through the little security and sit there and be monitored for 45 minutes to 50 minutes. And my overalls, I was like, don't look weird, don't make faces, just stare at the wall.
Antics, what are you feeling, little chicken butt?
I am feeling exhausted. I got up at 5:30 to do my 6:30 show, and I still have to prep. Tomorrow's show, but I have a lot of material, guys. This was amazing. It was so great. It was so much love, so much support. You guys are so supportive and amazing, and you all do such amazing work. You should be so proud. Journey, T, Lara, Haggis, Audit, Jamie, it's nothing but a huge love fest for me. You guys are amazing.
Love you, Antics. Oh my God, for reals forever. And I'll see you tomorrow in the chat or in everything. In the Zoom call.
Have a great night. Yeah, I'm going to bed. Oh, well, I'm not going to bed. I'm going to prep my show.
Love you, Antics. Toodaloo doot doots.
Love you. Bye.
See you later. We'll do our interview soon when I'm better.
I love you. Also, Journey and Voice. I'm Voice Down Under TT, darling. I love you so much. I'm gonna end it as well so I can get good sleep, and then I can get to the police commission meeting and the city hall meetings and many more tomorrow.
Yeah, I will. Oh, when I'm in the UK at some point this year, which I'm not letting anyone know. I will be phoning in again. It's just too much here with the kid and everything.
Don't even. We just support everybody that's doing it.
Yeah, because I love doing that.
And you can go to Antics of a Mama Squirrel. Antics of a Mama Squirrel. She's pretty solid right now, consistent with like posting the updating like board meetings in City Hall and the Zoom meetings, and she's live on YouTube documenting it as well. So it's very good.
Yeah.
All right. Love you guys so much. I'm gonna slowly chat. I love you guys so much, you sweet angel babes, and thank you to my moderators who are so amazing and angelic. They angelically slice through evil and toxicity. They go, goodbye, slice, goodbye, slice. So I just love that.
Going to work.
Thank you to my mods. I love you guys so much. You're awesome. And thank you to all of you. Literally, I already pulled you up on the screen, but all the gifted memberships. I love you guys. You literally, whenever I'm sure everybody feels this way, but whenever they get their YouTube, like Google AdSense check, they're like, oh, I wonder how much it is. Like, it's always like, oh my God. For me, it's like, oh my God, wait, maybe that can cover this and this and this. Like, I get so excited.
I don't even make 100, because you've got to make 100 to get a payout. I'm like,
well, for me, I just really appreciate it so much. So I just want everybody to know that. Like I
just don't bother checking. That's what I'm saying.
And because you do so much, you deserve so much too, and you'll get it all. Don't you worry, little cute nugget.
I don't do it for the money, And
I know you're not.
Yeah.
He literally. I was gonna be like, oh, remember the thing I was gonna say? Can I just say? I was gonna be like, T, do you think you could move the apostrophe thing closer to the S?
Oh my God! Yes. Oh, that's so annoying. That's so annoying. Is that all that you wanted doing though? Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, I thought there was going to be loads.
Now
of things.
The world knows, and I told you your flaw.
Well, it's not my flaw. It's Canva's flaw, because that's how it came out. I typed it, and then it just came out like that.
So far, like it's at the end of the Scientology. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's
instead
not okay.
of near the S,
like
instead of like safe.
Shocking. How many did you get printed?
Absolutely shocking. But that was it. That was it, mate. That was it. And it didn't bug me enough to not print 100 of them with my own money.
I'm going to change it and I'll send it to you. I will send it to you.
Okay, thank you. I love you. And when you do that, I will send it to Office Depot. And I will get the QR code. Well, people will know, it is this Office Depot. They will be able to print this exact pamphlet. If you want to come up and pick up more on your own name, you can call in and say, I would like 100 pamphlets of the warning, safe pointing anti-Scientology community pamphlet.
And if anyone, I'm gonna do a little grift. If anyone would like me to go to other places in Australia, especially Sydney, where they've got the whole headquarters for the whole of Asia and Australia and everywhere, and they've got 11 buildings in Taiwan. 11 buildings there. Rinsing the people of Taiwan, Japan, everywhere.
Yeah.
If you would like to send something towards a travel fund, because it does cost a couple of grand to get there. If not, don't worry, but I would love to get over there. And I actually want to work with Phil Jones and get a billboard put up there in Taiwanese, Chinese, for them to see.
Leaving
outside where the Sea Org lodgings are and everything. I want to film all of that. I want to be onto it, Aftermath. If not, I could just do the aftermath cards in Chinese, No. But, it's all going on there.
Whatever we can do is what we can do. So we just need to make it known, and we love that. We love that you're making it known.
I said to my family, right, I said, I'm not coming to the UK this year because I want to, I've got a lot of health problems going on that I need to pay loads of money for, but I also want to go to Sydney. And my sister goes, okay, I'll get married next year, right? And I'm like, okay, sweet, I could do the things. Now she's getting married this year, so I have to wait. Another year. I can't go. Because at the moment they're very vulnerable because of Amir coming out. There's loads of stuff
That's what I mean. That's kind of awesome, though. I love that. I love that. It's like like
they're taking loads of people off.
And we're like, look at us, T. We're pretty smart. All of us in all of the Scientology community, anti-Scientology community.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form, anti-Scientology protesting community, we're all doing something that is literally making everything change, which is very cool.
Yeah. Even just sharing and subscribing, guys, just get the word out there. It really does. It does mess them up. Every little bit helps. So
Journey knows. Journey sufferance. All right. Love you so much, guys. I'm going to end the stream.
Guys.
I love you so much. Thank you for jumping on, you sweet angel babe.
I might go back. I'm supposed to go to work.
You better go back and change that apostrophe over, or the little thing over.
Or what? What are you going to do about it?
Nothing. I'll keep printing them.
Bring it on.
All right. Love you so much. You're so awesome. You're badass. Thank you, Journey, so much. You're a badass too. Love you so much. Bye, guys. I love you guys so much. If there's any questions, please email me. Please. There's so many ways to contact me. If you want to contact anybody that I was on one of these live streams with, please do that. Until then, I love you and keep being amazing. And see you on the next one. Love you.
Hold me close when I'm all alone. Keep me safe, far from home. Hold me up when I'm feeling down. Hold me close when I'm all alone. Keep me safe, far from home.
5, 3, 1.
You're gonna do the next.